Is breakfast at Carson Park, Casper Park, make it. We'll get it straight here. It's windy, chilly, cloudy, and we've got the warm-ups going on for the Cards here in this quadrangular, if you will, as it's Chi-Hi and Kimberly, the 11 and 10 Cards, who are 10 and 2 atop the Big Rivers Conference after splitting with New Richmond the other day, beating them 3-2 and losing 10-7. Both games played at New Richmond because of the concern of shower activity on Thursday, against Kimberly from the very fine Fox Valley Association Conference, with the top-ranked softball team in the state, Kaukauna, at 13-0 atop the conference. But Kimberly 10-4 in the conference and 12-5 overall. Just lost to Kaukauna in a tough one, 2-0 last night. You'll hear from Coach Chad Mix shortly, feeling like, man, it should have been 1-0, even still, in a game that only went 6 innings. But for the Cards at 11 and 10, they're not used to that as an overall record, but 10 and 2 atop the conference. Other action going on. This is game one. We'll have Watertown later. If you had to say on paper, the guesstimate is that would be about a 1 o'clock start, but we'll wait and see. It'll be flexible, obviously. But Watertown facing Superior in the other contest, and then later it'll be Chi-Hi and Watertown and Superior against Kimberly. We'll have both coaches' conversations shortly. Chad Mix of Kimberly, he wishes it still was an 8-team tournament as it was a year ago. We'll hear his sentiments on that, and later it does come up in my conversation with Jared Faraday about why they've gone from the 8-team tournament, in which actually one of the teams didn't show up last year, so they had 7, had to work around that, and why it's gone down to the quad today. But good competitive softball. And I said to Jared earlier when we were talking off mic that it really speaks to Chi-Hi how tough their non-conference schedule is to be atop the BRC, a competitive conference here in West Central Wisconsin at 10 and 2, with New Richmond next at 9 and 3, and then be 11 and 10 overall. But talking with him and Rich Rosenau, the fine assistant coach for the Cards, and both Rich pointing out that, hey, all of our losses have been to ranked teams, and we can look at those rankings, and we will here in the Cardinal Countdown pregame show. And Jared also saying, boy, we should have won some of those. We should be better than 11 and 10. So Chi-Hi hungry to, they would love to get a sweep against these two very fine teams in Kimberly, who is third in the Fox Valley Association at 10 and 4, behind Kaukauna atop in the conference at 13 and 0, Neenah 12 and 3, and there's Kimberly 10 and 4. Followed by Appleton North and Fond du Lac at 8 and 6, Hortonville at 8 and 7, and then the sub 500 teams. But those rankings in the state, as you consider that, Kaukana's atop at 14 and 0. Kenosha Bradford, last year's state champion, at 18 and 1, followed by Green Bay Preble, a team that had beaten the Cards earlier in the season. They're 20 and 0 as well, so they're unbeaten. Sussex Hamilton ranked 4th at 21 and 1. DC Everest, another team to beat the Cards, at 18 and 1. Wisconsin Lutheran at 18 and 1. Middleton ranked 7th at 18 and 2. Oregon ranked 8th at 18 and 0, and they're actually on top in the Badger Large Conference, from which Watertown will be Chi-Hi's opponent in Game 2. A 14 and 4 squad is Watertown, 11 and 1 in the conference. Then you got Ashwaubenon at 16 and 4, Heartland Arrowhead at 15 and 4, ranked 10th in the state. So you can see a lot of those losses for Chi-Hi, and as Rich Rosenau pointed out, all of them have come to ranked teams and good competitive softball throughout to some of those squads. But today it is Chi-Hi and Kimberly, to be followed by the Cards and Watertown. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and hear from Chad Mix, the head coach of the Papermakers, when we come back on WOGO Sports with a live video stream all day long on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel and on Facebook.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Choice & Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Choice & Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Choice & Ford.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, now with 5 membership branches in Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee, a tennis center, a sports center, 2 early learning communities, and Camp Manitou. Join our community and discover your why. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Visit ymca-cv.org or stop in for a tour at any of our convenient locations today. That's ymca-cv.org. See you at the Y.
Want to reach more local customers? Advertise on WOGO Sports.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded, 3-3 game. The pitch from Gust. And this one up the middle, off his glove. He's going to have to go home. He'll throw and save. And the game is over. The Cardinals win. Boyer able to race in and get the game winner. The Cardinals win it 4-3.
Advertise in WOGO's broadcasts of local high school sports. Call us anytime or click on advertising at WOGO.com.
Kimberly head coach Chad Mix joins us now in Cardinal Countdown on FM 103.1 and WOGO.com. Kind of a windy, chilly day, and it may be May. It feels like November.
Yeah, it's a little cold, but I mean, we've been playing in cold almost all year, except for the last couple of weeks maybe. So it is what it is in Wisconsin.
All right, you guys battling hard in a terrific conference there. Kaukauna, what a battle, 2-0. Come up on the short end last night. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, it was a really good game. We gave them a run that we shouldn't have. It was unearned in the first, so it really should have been 1-0. We had a couple chances in the first couple innings too, and then we only got through 6. Not to say that we would have pulled it out or not, but I would have liked one more shot. I thought our pitcher settled in and was holding them down, and of course their pitcher was holding us down too. So would have liked the one more shot, but it rained out. We lost 2-0. It was a good game.
So you have this top-ranked, undefeated team, recent past, multiple state champion in your conference. I mean, they say iron sharpens iron. That's got to help in a very well-thought-of conference.
Yeah, I mean, the FBA is really tough, I think. There's a lot of teams in there that can beat you. Even if you see someone with a 5-5 record in the FVA, you better be ready to play because they probably lost some close games to good teams, right? So, and I think we've had close battles with Kaukauna throughout this streak where they've been the best, but they've gotten the best of us because they're the best.
And talk about being part of this quad here today. You guys, after that game last night, I mean, hitting the road, getting up here to Chippewa, and talk about taking part playing 2 today.
Yeah, I wish we were playing 3 like it used to be, but it's
interesting because some people, we're going to hear Jared say shortly that they drew it back because some said that was too much or whatever. So.
It is kind of a lot because we don't have, probably most teams don't have the depth of pitching, and neither do we. But even at that, we just want to play, right? There's only so many days that kids get to play, and this tournament has generally had good teams, and our desire is to come and play good teams, right? We try to schedule as hard as we can with as many top 10s as possible, and generally this tournament has them, so we're looking forward to it.
And talk about the pitcher you're going with in this first game against Chi-Hi's Violet McElmont.
We're going to throw Bella Elstead. She's who threw last night. I mean, she's been our probably top pitcher this year. Last year she kind of split time with another girl, and she's sort of emerged as our best. I mean, when she's on, she's tough. She's, a junior, still somewhat youthful in her pitching, so, we can have some difficulties at times, but when she's on, she's a really good pitcher, as demonstrated last night.
Should be a good game.
Yeah, it should be.
Thanks so much. Head coach Chad Mix with us here in the pregame. We'll hear from Jared Faraday, the Cards, as we get closer to first pitch. Chi-Hi and Kimberly, game 1 of 2 today on WOGO Sports.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and a $250 bonus. Getting your $250 is easy. Open your account by May 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Is your shopping a bit boring?
Paper or plastic?
Then come to Bargain City's Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Bargain City's ever-changing inventory means you never know just what you'll find or how big your savings could be. Name brand apparel, home goods, furniture, even new scratch and dent appliances with warranty. Bargain City Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Your shopping adventure awaits.
Stuck on ideas for summer fun? Looking for a place that keeps the whole family entertained? We've got the solution. Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire. Dive into Chaos Water Park with water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones for the little ones. Plus, the fun never stops at Action City. Entertain everyone with go-karts, trampolines, mini golf, and more. See you all summer long at Metropolis Resort, where the fun never stops.
Metropolis Resort. MetropolisResort.com.
Whether it's in education, business, or athletics, being part of a team is something truly special. This is Jamie Leibrandt, Market President at Northwestern Bank, and every day our team is here for you, for your family, your business, and your community. At Northwestern Bank, you'll find all the technology and services of big banks, but in a personal setting that shows that people are what we value most. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter. Member FDIC.
Cardinal Countdown on this Saturday, first of two. It's Chi and Kimberly on WOGO Sports, the live video stream on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel and on Facebook. And Jared Faraday. Jared, first of all, a little chilly. We don't get one of those 5 straight 80-plus degree days from Sunday through Thursday, but it's Wisconsin.
Yeah, you know, on Tuesday in New Richmond, we had parents bringing us fans and stuff to keep us cool, and today they'll probably be bringing heaters. So, yeah, that's spring in Wisconsin, right?
It is. You guys, conference action the other day ended up because of the weather and the anticipation of Thursday with the doubleheader against New Richmond splitting there. Give us your take on that.
Well, it puts us in great position for a conference. You know, we needed to get at least one of them over there, and I give a lot of credit to our girls because the first game we came out, we scored 7 runs in the top of the first, and we ended up losing 10-7. And you know, when you do that on the road on a day where it's almost 90-some degrees in our dugout, sun beating in on us, it's pretty easy to kind of just fold it in for the second game, and our girls battled really hard, and we got a real good quality win, 3-2 in the second one. Willa threw really, really well in that game and kept us right in it to give us a chance. And Lauren hit a solo home run, and Roz hit a 2-run double that, you know, our couple big hitters stepped up to. So puts us in great shape. We just, now we got to take care of business next week against River Falls to kind of secure the conference.
Meanwhile, talk about the shift in thinking from the 8-team tournament to this quad today that sees you playing Kimberly and then Watertown.
Yeah, part of it was teams were kind of giving us feedback that 3 games in a day was a little much for us to, for teams to do. Got to be a pretty long day, and these teams travel from a long ways away. Some of them didn't, and have enough pitching really to do that at this time of year. So we kind of went to where last week we played Toma and Everest here at home, and then now this week Watertown and Kimberly. So try to bring in high-level quality competition to us, and we're excited to play these 2 teams today.
Game 1 today, Kimberly, again, solid team from the Fox Valley Association. Talk about them.
Yeah, very well coached, very good team. I mean, you talk Kimberly athletics, and bottom line, it doesn't matter what sport, you're going to get a quality opponent. Last night they lost to Kakana, who's number 1 and undefeated. They lost 2-0 to them. So, I mean, they're a really good team, and so we're looking forward to getting a good chance to play somebody different, but yet really skilled.
Finally, and Violet Macwa, I'm going for you in Game 1. Is the plan for Willa in Game 2?
Yeah, that's kind of the plan of attack here today as of right now. But as we know, in 7 innings, things start to change sometimes. But that's kind of the tentative plan for today.
Very good, Coach. We'll hope to talk to, probably usually the pattern is you in the pregame and Chelsea in the postgame after 2, so we wish you the best today.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, Head Coach Jared Faraday, hoping to have a lot of fun and be productive and stay healthy. We're going to come back in 2 minutes, getting closer to first pitch. It's Cardinal Countdown on WOGO Sports.
To help simplify life, people are looking to their homes for more comfort and enjoyment. New home builders as well as remodelers are completing their bathroom projects in style with luxury shower doors from White City Glass. 3/8 or half-inch shower doors from White City Glass offer a quality that is evident, making shower time more relaxing any day of the week. Are you ready for luxury, style, and relaxation? Make the right choice for your shower doors. See White City Glass today.
Propane is energy efficient and affordable, and Quality Propane and Fuels has been the trusted propane supplier to northern Wisconsin since 1996. Propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Trust the team at Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and always looking to improve safety and efficiency, helping you cut energy costs. Payment programs available for any situation, residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels. Call, stop by, or visit qualitypropaneandfuels.com.
At Chippewa Valley Financial Services, they know that taxes and bookkeeping are a necessary part of life and business, but often the last thing you'd like to be working on. With offices in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire and a full staff of accountants, bookkeepers, and tax preparers, Chippewa Valley Financial Services stands ready to help businesses and individuals, taking away the burden and freeing up your time for what matters most. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley Financial Services.
Hey, it's Caleb for Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire. The team at Livia personalized a weight loss and nutrition program just for me, and I lost 55 pounds in less than 3 months and have kept it off for well over a year. Livia also has the best pricing on GLP-1 medications, and they offer Lipo B12 and NAD Plus as well. Right now, you can save 50% on Livia's award-winning nutrition program. Lose 20 pounds or more by summer. Visit Livia.com, call 855-GO-LIVIA, or stop in to Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire.
Mark Halverson with Madison Bauer. She joins the broadcast here as we get closer to first pitch. And Maddie, you've joined Caleb Swenson in the doubleheader last week. You were at the doubleheader the other day over New Richmond. Give us your take on that.
I think after they had such a high lead in the first game, and then they fell that game, and then to be able to come back and win that second one, which is a very important win for them, was really showed true on their resilience and their fight, and I think that was an awesome win for them, especially against such a great team.
To just bring us up to speed a little bit, and you're a 2023 graduate. You played the hot corner. Now your sister, McKenna, playing third base. She's a senior. So when and how did softball get so deeply into the DNA of the Bauer family?
I don't know. I started playing when I was very young, and then I think it just kind of happened the same way for the rest of them. We actually have another sister who plays on the JV team, and she's a middle infield. She's
Give
not
us her name.
Marissa.
Okay.
That's Marissa. And then we have a 10-year-old brother who's baseball. So, yeah.
And what's his name?
That's Tanner.
So M, and T.
Yep. The only boy. Something special.
All right. Terrific. Well, certainly a deep love here at Chippewa Falls for softball and baseball for sure. And we might as well take care of business here on WOGO, Halley, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls. And have you join me for the Toyson Ford Keys to the Game? You'll find a friend at Toyson Ford in Chippewa Falls. Again, you got 11-10 Chippewa Falls atop the BRC at 10-2 against 12-5 Kimberly, 10-4 in their conference in third place. What's the key to the game?
These teams that are at this tournament today have always been great competition, and I think the girls know that, and Chelsea and Jared have both been very thorough in explaining that they just need to go out and they need to play their game, and whatever the result of the game is going to be what the result is, but as long as they play the way they should and know how to play, it'll be a good game regardless.
And there you go, the Toyson Ford Keys to the Game, brought to you by the dealer. Well, you'll find a friend, Toyson Ford in Chippewa Falls. I sense that there's a real hunger here for the team from Coach Faraday and Rich Rosenau. Chatted just a little bit with Chelsea, but the idea, like, we're better than this 11-10 record. Glad to be on top of the conference, knowing that'll help, but they know that overall some of those close losses, even though they've all been to ranked teams, are going to need to, their seeding's going to be what it is, kind of expecting a middle-of-the-pack seeding. So.
Right, and what's nice about our record may not show how great we are, but they play great competition before they even get to conference and throughout conference play, and that helps them more in the long run than if they were to go and play teams that maybe aren't up to their level. And that's that contributes to how great they are and how they are able to be at the top of the conference almost every year.
We're going to talk this up until Dave Anson begins here shortly as the coaches meeting is occurring around home plate. But just familiarize us a little bit in terms of your journey from 23, junior college, and you've got future plans after a little bit of a medical situation.
Yep. So after I graduated from high school, I went and I played at NIAC, North Iowa Area Community College, and I played my 2 years there. After my freshman year there, I had a shoulder surgery over the summer, so I redshirted my entire sophomore year, which was last year, and then I am now, in December of this past December, I committed to Winona State to go and play there and plan on nursing school. And
fantastic.
Yeah.
Winnona's a wonderful community. Winona State is great, and you and, of course, the junior catcher for the Cards, Lauren Shepard, has committed there as well, and so you say it was both committed very close to each other.
Yeah, I think we were like a week apart.
Did you know you were both?
No idea. I had no idea. I mean, I knew what colleges she was kind of looking at, but I think we both knew that we wanted to go to Winona State, but we never talked about when we were committing. The fact that we just committed a week apart was totally coincidence.
There you go. So Madison Bauer going to join us in the broadcast. Both games today, the doubleheader, the twin bill here on WOGO Sports, as it starts with kind of a unique situation. Apparently, we're going to have 3 umpires? All right. Okay. All right. So getting the word here that so does that mean we're not going to have introductions or what?
We will. Okay.
All right. And so let's turn it over to our public address announcer, Dave Hansen.
All right.
And
All right, we're going to play softball, apparently. No anthem?
All right.
Ken waving at me down from third.
For Kimberly, leading off, number 12, Sophie Hermes. Batting second, number 4, designated player, Paige Schreck. Batting third, number 14, the left fielder, Paige Weingard. Batting fourth, number 11, right fielder, Brecken Litke. Batting fifth, number 20, the first baseman, Kylie Van Handel. Batting sixth, number 7, the catcher, Nevaeh Hornick. Batting seventh, number 8, third baseman, Chloe Bees. Batting eighth, number 9, second baseman, Sophie Strike. Batting ninth, number 25, the center fielder, or 23 rather, Addie Parrish. And pitching for Kimberly, number 24, Isabella Ellisted. Cardinals defensively on the mound will be Violet McElwam. Catching will be Lauren Shepard. At first base will be Allie Geist. At second base will be Rosalind Twyman. Shortstop, Georgia Romanowski. Third baseman, McKenna Bauer. In left field, Gracie Amundsen. Center field, Kennedy Swan. And in right fielder, Willa Reisinger. Umpires Wayne Siscon, Mark Angel, and David DeRusso.
Thank you, Dave. And we're getting closer to softball. Of course, the Cards functioning as the home team.
Leading off for the Kimberly Papermakers, number
and
12,
the gathering around
Sophie Hermes.
The circle, and Violet McElwam ready to go. Had a nice chance to talk with her. She was the first player to arrive today, and we were talking about, she said, hey, everybody likes sunny and 70, but you take what you can get, right?
Right, and it's it's cold for both teams, and both teams have to play through it, and that's just something that happens when we play in the spring.
All right, so let's play softball. And there's the first pitch, and McElwam's going to fire it, and the runner is safe. Now, I wasn't even looking there. Was that a bunt attempt by Hermes? So Sophie Hermes on the bunt attempt, a bunt single to get things going. And again, a close loss for this club last night as they lost by a final score of 2-0 to the top-ranked undefeated team in the state, Kaukauna, atop their conference. And now Paige Schrick steps in, hitting from the right side. And this one, Nubber, and a caught at first base and diving for the out and a double play. Fantastic play by Allie Geist. And the Cards get the double play.
Wow. Yeah, that was awesome.
14, the left fielder.
Very heads-up play.
Yeah, a line shot to first and unassisted gets the DP. And one is out already here. And it brings up Paige Weingard, the left fielder. So a tough break as a fastball high. So a lot of action in the first two pitches here from Casper as Hermes with the bunt single, and then Schrick hitting one caught by Geist, kind of a nubber, if you will, and this fastball knocked back. Talking to Violet Summers, she said she believes her fastball is in that 60 to 61 category, her best stuff. She'd like to increase the speed, just a sophomore.
Yeah, still very young, lots of room for improvement, and she works hard.
The pitch on the way, and this one, soft fly ball to shallow left, and it's going to be caught by the Cardinals shortstop, Georgia Romanowski. So after the exciting double play and the fly out by Weingart, half an inning into the books, and the Cards coming up on WOGO Sports.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Choice and Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Choice and Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Choice and Ford.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
An exciting top half of the first, and now the Cards come with Roz Twyman, Georgia Romanowski, and Lauren Shepard, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, and set the lineup here defensively in a moment. But Roz Twyman, and there's the ball high, 1-0, and probably can work best. I can get giving us access through Game Changer for the Cardinal averages here, as Twyman 1-0 in the count. Hitting from the right side, having a terrific season. Against the pitcher Bella Elstad, a junior right-hander. And 2-0 now. I'm going to give you my phone if you want to find the stats on there.
Yeah.
You can refer to average and on-base percentage for the hitters. As the count goes to 3-0 to Twyman, the leadoff hitter for the Cards, with Nevaeh Hanek is the junior catcher. Kylie Van Handel is the senior first baseman. There's the 3-0 pitch. She looks at a called strike one.
Roslyn Twyman hitting a .427 on the year.
427 average, and I'm sure an on-base percentage that is beyond that for sure. And she looks at a called strike two.
LBP.
Yeah, so Twyman, yeah, and a gaudy on base of 463. So the 3-2 pitch fouled off. We saw that some in the baseball game yesterday. Pitcher getting behind and then rallying back, and that's where, if you're going to get to somebody like Elstad, it'd be great to try to do it in the first inning. We heard some reference to them giving up an unearned run in the first against Kaukauna. There's a ball high, take your base, and Twyman's aboard. So important to get somebody with her speed on the base pass right away with nobody out, right?
Yeah, not a good person to walk for sure. We have a couple of those girls in our lineup, just speedy little kids.
And, you're 2 years out of high school, and they're little kids, huh? Georgia Romanowski going to hit from the left side, and look for Georgia's average on the season, right? 343 and a 395 on base percentage. And looking to bunt and takes a called strike one. What's your take on bunting? What's your, do you feel comfortable with it?
Most of the time, I'm not very fast, so most of the time if I bunt, it's to move someone over, but these girls that are super quick and can, especially when they can do it from the left side like Georgia can, it's very efficient because she gets there in such a quick time.
All right, we'll set the defense for you in a moment here for Kimberly, the Papermakers. And there's a bunt to them. Beautiful bunt laid down by Romanowski. They only played first in the dirt. She's going to be safe. First baseman couldn't hold on to it. Van Handel, runners at first and second and nobody out. So bunt single that time for Romanowski as she beats it out. And you got Sophie Hermes, the junior shortstop. Chloe Bees is the sophomore third baseman. Paige Weingard, the senior left fielder. Addie Paris, the senior center fielder. And Brecken Lutke is the sophomore right fielder. Cards first and second and nobody out, and it brings up Lauren Shepard. Lauren hitting from the right side, the junior, and she looks at a called strike one. And Shepard on the year hitting .446. The average was over 600, but at .538 on base percentage. 0-1 to Shepard. The pitch. Off-speed pitch grounded on the third baseline. Tagging third for the out. Throw across the diamond to get the double play. And a good job carried out there by Chloe Bees. But runner does make it to second. But both teams have had double plays early.
And those situations are just unfortunate because there's no way around it.
The third baseman,
so the 5-3 double play, and Shepard, while a power hitter, not as fast maybe as Twyman, and so Romanowski gets to second. And both teams, again, good solid teams, and both have showing their prowess on defense, right?
Right.
And the count goes 0-1 to the cleanup hitter, your sister, McKenna Bauer, the third baseman. So hitting from the right side. The 0-1 pitch. And this one grounded to first, and that'll end the inning. So 3 unassisted for McKenna, and we're through one here at Casper. Scoreless, Chi-Hi and Kimberly on WOGO Sports.
Discover a fun and healthy lifestyle for your entire family at the YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Benefit from a wide range of fitness opportunities, programs, and events without contracts or joiner fees. Take the first step towards a healthier you. Visit ymca-cv.org today or stop in for a tour at any of our 5 convenient locations. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley and Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee. See you at the Y.
Want to reach more local customers? Advertise on WOGO Sports.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded, 3-3 game. The pitch from Gust. And this one up the middle, off his glove. He's going to have to go home. He'll throw and save, and the game is over. The Cardinals win. Poirier able to race in and get the game winner. The Cardinals win it 4-3.
Advertise in WOGO's broadcasts of local high school sports. Call us anytime or click on advertising at WOGO.com.
To the top of the second we go. Brecken Lutke, the right fielder. Kylie Van Handel, the first baseman, and Nevaeh Honeck, the catcher for Kimberly. Again, the Papermakers 12-5 overall, in third place in the Fox Valley Association. The Cards 11-10, but 10-2 atop the Big Rivers Conference, as Violet McElwam and Bella Elstad setting up a pretty good pitcher's duel here. And there's a ball high, 1-0 to Lutke, the sophomore right fielder. You know, that slogan here, Maddie, the idea of tradition never graduates. There's a ball high. Something tells me Chi-Hi is not the only school in softball that has that. A lot of the power programs have that, right?
Right, yeah. You see a lot of common teams in the, on the top of the conferences and in the big-time games, and that just happens from...
Hot shot to third base. Bauer fires it across the diamond in time for out number 1. So with her being your younger sister by 2 years, and you both play the same position. Talk about that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's cool to be able to talk about, different plays, different cool plays like that we get to make, and obviously third being the hot corner.
Right.
Sometimes things happen, and you get to dive out and make a cool play, and we get to practice together, and all the cool stuff. It's really awesome.
Van Handel takes a strike from McElwam, 0-1 to Kylie, the first baseman, a senior on this Kimberly squad. There's McElwam's next pitch, and called strike. And the count goes 0-2. So Violet seems to be on top of her game from the outset here.
Yeah, which, last weekend when we played, she was on her game too, and she's been doing a very great job.
And this one is going to be grounded fouled on the first base side, so it stays 0-2. You're on WOGO. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter, and proud to support local athletics. Northwestern Bank. Game 1 of 2. We've got another later today, and that'll immediately follow this one. Watertown is playing Superior right now, and then it'll be Chi-High and Watertown in Game 2. Chi-High got swept by Superior earlier in the season. Macawam looking at her wrist, ready for the 0-2 pitch. One out, and this one fouled off. Looked to be an off-speed pitch there a little bit from Macawam. Turn your dreams into reality with Stelter Incorporated, the highest quality and longest lasting concrete for 3 generations. Stelter Incorporated, always proud to support local sports. Visit StelterIncorporated.com. Macawam in front 0-2, trying to finish things off here. And this one, line fouled on the first baseline. Talk about, as a hitter, having those longer at-bats and battling. How do you feel when you're in there facing a really good pitcher and kind of staying alive like that?
Right, and obviously when you have 2 strikes on you, especially in this count where it's 0-2, your main goal is just put the bat on the ball. I mean, you don't want to strike out, and the longer you stay in there, the more the pitcher has to work, the longer,
And this is grounded foul. And again, that's where right now Van Handel, the senior first baseman, she's a veteran. She's been around the block and behind in the count, but just foul balls serve a purpose to the hitter.
Correct, yep, because, your one pitch might not wear the pitcher out, but it all adds up in the end. And
right. Yeah, although you don't have a pitch count that you have to worry about like for baseball.
Right.
All right, the 0-2 pitch, or 1-2 now, and this one is numbered on the first baseline, fielded by Geist, who will tag the runner out, so that'll be 3 unassisted for the second out, and it brings up Nevaeh Hanek, the junior catcher. So again, not as lively as the first inning, but I think that's fine after the bunt single by Hermes and then that exciting double play that was turned by the Cardinal. Geist has been very active in this contest today.
Yeah, she's gotten a lot of action already.
And already 0-1 to Hanek. Top half of the second inning on WOGO Sports. Recognize our team here shortly. And the check swing, and she went around for 0-2. We've got Greg Stewart, our radio producer, back at our WOGO studios, thanks to him. And Dawson Halverson will be along for Game 2. And then also we've got Gavin Bovey and Carter Jager are our video producers. And there's a called strike 3, and the Cards get out of the inning. 1, 2, 3, middle of 2. Chi-High and Kimberly scoreless on WOGO Sports.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and a $250 bonus. Getting your $250 is easy. Open your account by May 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Location. It's very important. But what happens when you can't get to the glass repair shop to fix your windshield? Call White City Glass. They'll come to you. It doesn't matter if you're in Abbotsford, Arcadia, Rice Lake, or Hudson, or any place in between. They've installed thousands of windshields in thousands of places for 50 years. They know what they're doing. It's your car. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you insist on White City Glass.
White City Glass.
Mark Halverson, Maddie Bauer back in the press box in our Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, headed the bottom of the second against Kimberly's Bella Elstad and the Papermakers in a scoreless game. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley's Financial Services. Whether it's for you or your business, Chippewa Valley Financial Services is always here to help. Henkelman, Geist, and Reisinger for the Cards against Elstad. You can hear the wind with our mic in the window here, and there's a ball high missing 1-0 to Allie Geist. I'm sorry, to Lainey Henkelman. It's good to call the proper player who's at bat, correct? All right, so why don't we check Henkelman here statistically as count goes to 1-1. Laney, a sophomore designated player, hitting in place of Violet Macawam. Talked to Violet. She's like, I don't even have a bat. She said, I don't even own a bat.
Yeah, she has not hit in a game in a long time.
Right. There's the 1-1 off-speed pitch. Misses 2-1 now to the Cardinal sophomore.
Laney with a .37 batting average and a .324 on-base percentage there.
Yeah. Yeah, so 237. Yeah, 237 for batting average. Yeah, right. And so the count now 2-1 to Henkelman. Hitting from the right side. waiting for Elstead, the junior. And here it is, ball high. And that take your base. All right, so apparently it was 3-1, and then so a second walk on the day here. Elstead had a leadoff walk to Roz Twyman and Henkelman, and both runners to start the inning if the Cards have gotten aboard. And so now that brings up Allie Geist for Chippewa Falls, and Allie hitting 172 with a 222 on base percentage. Takes ball 1. 1-0 to Geist, so 1 on, nobody out here for Geist in the bottom half of the second inning. Awesome to get an early lead here against this tough Kimberly squad. She looks at a ball 2-0. Again, the Cards very well in the conference, 10-2, earning a huge split after the initial loss in that first game of the doubleheader at New Richmond the other day, but then bouncing back with the 3-2 triumph. Shepard homer and the Twyman double, key to that cause. But have not fared as well against some of these higher teams. And there's a foul ball down the first base side, and the count goes to 2-1 to Geist. Allie has power.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And looking at 10 hits, 9 singles, and 1 double on the season for Allie. Kind of a tough day for a home run with this wind, though. And this is a bunt attempt. She's going to surprise with the bunt laid down. The only play at first, they get it, and the runner advances to second. So an excellent bunt and a sacrifice there by Allie as she's retired 1-3 on the play. And that moves the runner Henkelman to second base with Willa Reisinger now. Reisinger, a 174 hitter with a 264 on base percentage. 1 out, 1 on, and we want to say 1 in. Willa, of course, the 1-2 punch at pitcher with Makawam. Looks at a called strike 1 from Elstead. What's your observation of Elstead as a pitcher so far, Maddie?
I'm not sure if she commonly struggles with accuracy, but that seems to be the problem today. And
a couple of walks early.
Right, and it could be a number of things, and it could just be an off day. But
swing.
Hopefully, for their sakes, she can get over that. But for our sakes, she can keep doing what she's doing.
Goes to 0-2 right now to Reisinger with Gracie Amundsen, the sophomore left fielder, on deck. 0-2, Elstead rocks and deals, and this one fouled back. So Henkelman at second base for the Cardinals as they try to work her around the bases. Count stays 0-2. Reisinger battling as the Kimberly player was trying to in the top half of the second. And this one slugged to right field down the line, and it's going to be pushed foul. And we could evidence of the wind right there.
Yeah.
You can see the wind just pushing towards right field and foul territory as well. Has that small chip in your windshield turned into a big, huge crack? Call White City Glass, serving all of western Wisconsin. White City Glass. No balls and 2 strikes to Reisinger, the Cardinal right fielder. And the pitcher in game 2, strike 3. So there is, I believe, the first strikeout of the day. It is the first strikeout, the first K for Bella Elstead. And with 2 out now, it brings up Gracie Amundsen, a 091 hitter and a 143 on base percentage. Gracie just a sophomore. There's a called strike. And I think you did the game with Caleb last week, the game 2 loss for the Cards after the big win over Toma.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he was telling DC Everest, right, 3-2. And I think it was, there's a ball missing, a 1-on-1. Outstanding pitcher. But Caleb said that Gracie really battled her.
Okay, yeah. I was not at the second game. I was at the Toma game.
That's
so
right, yeah.
I don't know what.
You're right, yeah. Michaela
DC
did that one, right?
Yep.
But there's an off-speed pitch that misses, and the count goes to 2-1. But, yeah, anyhow, picking up on that. And you can catch any of the games you missed at our WOGO Sports YouTube channel. And the game also with the live video feed on Facebook. So check the WOGO Sports calendar at wogo.com. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss at 1 upstairs. The count goes to 2-2. So, Maddie, what's your sweet spot? What's a place where you like it that the pitcher throws it?
I like to hit inside pitches. Outside pitches are fine, but I would rather hit it inside and hit it down the left field line.
2-2 pitch now to Amundsen with 2 out, runner at second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So second straight strikeout from Elstad after 2 from Casper. We're scoreless. Chai and Kimberly on WOGO Sports.
Is your shopping a bit boring?
Paper or plastic?
Then come to Bargain City Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Bargain City's ever-changing inventory means you never know just what you'll find or how big your savings could be. Name brand apparel, home goods, furniture, even new scratch and dent appliances with warranty. Bargain City Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Your shopping adventure awaits.
Stuck on ideas for summer fun? Looking for a place that keeps the whole family entertained? We've got the solution. Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire. Dive into Chaos Water Park with water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones for the little ones. Plus, the fun never stops at Action City. Entertain everyone with go-karts, trampolines, mini golf, and more. See you all summer long at Metropolis Resort, where the fun never stops.
Metropolis Resort. MetropolisResort.com.
Well, nobody can score so far. It's a pitcher's duel between Violet McElwain and also Bella Elstad. We head to the top of the third, and it's Chloe Bees, Sophie Strike, and Addie Parrish, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Chad Mix's Kimberly Papermakers, as Roz Twyman and Violet have their own routine or ritual that they those are the two I had a chance to talk to before the game, and both terrific young ladies. There's a ball missing 1-0 to Bees, the third baseman. Yeah, Roz going to go play softball at UW Stout next year, so excited for her. She was a starter on the basketball team as well, as the count goes to 2-0 to Bees. So Violet, who's had good accuracy so far, no walks and one strikeout, did give up a bunt single to the first hitter. And this one called strike on the outside, so the count goes to 2-1. Sophie Strike, the second baseman, on deck, and Addie Parrish in the hole, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the third. After getting everybody 1, 2, 3 last inning, 2-1 pitch, swing and foul tip back into the catcher's mitt, so 2-2. Again, the Cards defensively, Shepard behind the plate, Geist at first, Twyman at second, Romanowski at short, Bauer at third, Amundsen in left, Kennedy Swan in center, and Willow Reisinger in right. The 2-2 pitch, ball high, misses 3-2. So the count goes full to Chloe Bees, the leadoff hitter in the top of the third, as the Cards got their leadoff hitter on with walks in each of the first 2 innings, but not able to score. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 as Shepard holds on, and strikeout number 2 on the day to McElwain, and they're back-to-back now to end the last inning and begin this one as Sophie Strike, the second baseman, comes up now. And Sophie Strike is a senior, Bees, who was just up a sophomore a moment ago. And McElwain delivers a low pitch, and it's popped high in the air, very catchable, and there's the grab made by Bauer for out number 2 on the very first pitch. So minimizes the pitcher effort there.
And she wasn't so sure about that one until it was almost in her glove.
Well, again, there is a win today.
100%.
And we saw some challenges that was significant in the McDonald game last night where, a dropped foul ball proved to be costly to the Max as Shell Lake exploded for 4 runs, all with 2 outs, as there's a called strike to Addie Parrish. So the number 9 hitter, and if she can be retired, then McElwain would have got through the first 3 innings facing the minimum number of hitters because of that double play early. And this is one shot to center field, but having it measured well is Kennedy Swan for out number 3. So we're in the middle of 3 from Casper, Chai High, and Kimberly still scoreless on WOGO Sports.
Whether it's in education, business, or athletics, being part of a team is something truly special. This is Jamie Leibrandt, Market President at Northwestern Bank, and every day our team is here for you, for your family, your business, and your community. At Northwestern Bank, you'll find all the technology and services of big banks, but in a personal setting that shows that people are what we value most. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter. Member FDIC.
Is your shopping a bit boring?
Paper or plastic?
Then come to Bargain City Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Bargain City's ever-changing inventory means you never know just what you'll find or how big your savings could be. Name brand apparel, home goods, furniture, even new scratch and dent appliances with warranty. Bargain City Superstore in Chippewa Falls, Rice Lake, and Eau Claire. Your shopping adventure awaits.
Mark Halverson, Maddie Bauer back at the press box at Casper softball as it's Chahai looking for the first run. Bottom of 3 here. They go with Kennedy Swan, Roz Twyman, and Georgia Romanowski, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. And here we go against Elstad, and there's a ball missing. 1-0. So Bella Elstad is the junior pitcher for Coach Chad Mix's crew. Pitched last night in the 2-0 loss to the top-ranked softball team in the state, Kaukauna. Swing and a miss. Ooh, that was a good cut by Kennedy Swan right there. And Swan, a 152 hitter with a 316 on base percentage. 1-1. Elstad had a couple of walks early. And there's a called strike 2. And again, both walks were to the leadoff hitter, but the Cards were not able to capitalize. And Swan now behind in the count at 1-2. Deep in the box, she stands and swing and a miss. She went after one that was upstairs, probably ball 2. And so she's retired, the 3rd strikeout of the day for the hurler, Elstad, and it brings up Twyman. Second time up, and Roz with some fantastic numbers, a 427 average and a 463 on base percentage. And here's the pitch. And she looks at a called strike 1. What about facing the pitcher the second time? What does that do for you as a hitter?
Obviously you're a little more familiar with what she likes to throw, and probably depending on what you did your first at bat, where she's going to throw you, gives you that little added confidence, and hopefully the girls here can put up a couple runs now that it's the second time through.
Ball misses 1-1. Twyman reached on a walk her first time. It was a battle. It was 3-0, 3-2, and she got aboard after that full count. And this was a solid base hit up the middle, so Twyman is aboard with the single for the Cards.
Shortstop, Georgia Romanowski.
So it brings up Romanowski, the sophomore shortstop, as Twyman gets the hit. And actually, as you look at it, the Cards did have a single by Romanowski earlier as well, on the bunt single. So there's a bunt attempt laid down beautifully by Romanowski again, and they're not going to have any play. And Twyman, a huge turn at second, draws the throw in the dirt, recovered there, and Hermes will hold on. But Romanowski, the best bunter on the Cardinal team, and she's the perfect hitter at number 2, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's quick.
Lauren Shepard.
She's fast, and that is really a strength. And so that 1, 2, and then 3 punch now is Shepard with 2 on and 1 out for the Cardinals. And Elstad now, the pitch to Shepard. Fires a called strike 1. So again, Twyman at second and Romanowski at first, and that is speed on the base paths right there. With Shepard 0-1 after earlier, she hit into a 5-3 double play. She hit it right down the left field line. She looks at a ball missing, 1-1.
Yeah, if she can put it in play right now, they should be able to get Roz around to home and put one up on the board.
This is what you want. I mean, it's the solid part of your order, a 446 hitter with a 538 on base percentage. 1-1 is the count from Elstad. The pitch. This one popped up out of play, so the count goes to 1-2. Junior versus junior. Your shopping adventure awaits at Bargain City Superstore. New items added every day with amazing deals on furniture, appliances, home goods, clothing, and so much more. Name brands a fraction of retail price. Bargain City Superstore next to Micon Cinemas, Chippewa Falls, and now in Rice Lake and Eau Claire. The 1-2 pitch. This one slugged to right field. There's a long run, and it's out of here for Shepard. A 3-run shot, and the Cardinals lead 3-0.
Shepard.
That's going to be big for the result of this game.
Oh, and again, you know, you talk about the wind, and it's kind of blowing almost toward the right field foul territory, but she gave it a long ride, and the chase out there by Brecken Lutke, and there was no catching that one as Shepard blasts the home run. And, of course, she had one the other day over New Richmond. That is her 11th home run of the year, and she's got 36 RBIs. So outstanding by Lauren Shepard. So circle the home run, and the Cardinals quickly. And that is really, as you draw it up and you think about the way that this order is set, as Elstad now brings up your sister, McKenna. But this is really how the order is set up. You know, Twyman with her speed and good contact. Romanowski, a good bunter. And this one hit fouled on the first base side, 0-1. And then Shepard with her power. I mean, that is how you draw it up, and it worked out perfectly.
Right. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Fantastic play. And the Cardinals, again, hungry to get a win. You know, Kimberly's not a ranked team, but nonetheless a very solid team. And there's a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2 to Bauer, and she'll step out of the box and kind of think this over. So again, the initial strikeout to Kennedy Swan, and then the single by Twyman up the middle. Romanowski with a brilliant bunt single. There's a ball missing, and the count goes to 1-2. McKenna steps out to get the instructions from Coach Sikora. Again at 0-2, Elstad not giving her anything too good to hit. She's way up in the box, and this one fouled off. So I'm just noticing that now. McKenna way up. I said I think it was Kennedy Swan was deep in the box. Every hitter, but what's her thinking there?
Well, I can't see how well she's spinning the ball, but if she's spinning the ball and it's moving a lot at the plate, a lot of girls will either go far in front of the plate or far behind the plate, so you're catching before the movement or after the movement where the ball's out of the box.
Oh, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that one was upstairs. So Bauer retired on strikes, and that's the 4th strikeout for Elstad on the day. And that'll bring up sophomore designated player Lainey Henkelman. And Henkelman on the season, I've got us in a different category here. Henkelman at 237 with a 324 on-base percentage. And the first pitch is a strike, so 0-1 to Henkelman with Allie Geist on deck. But the 3-run homer, huge damage for the Cards, regardless of what happens here in the rest of the third inning as Henkelman fouls off, and it goes to 0-2. Bottom half of the third, this is game 1. Again, this is a team called Kimberly that played the top-ranked, undefeated team in the state, a powerhouse, Kaukauna, multiple-team champion in recent years, state champion, and ball misses 1-2, and played them 2-0, and Elstad was the pitcher, and the Cards up 3-0 now. As Shepard took it to the opposite field, the 3-run shot. And there's strike 3, so 5th strikeout, the second one of the inning, but the Cards score 3, and through 3 from Casper. Chai leads it over Kimberly 3-0 on WOGO Sports.
Propane is energy efficient and affordable, and Quality Propane and Fuels has been the trusted propane supplier to northern Wisconsin since 1996. Propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Trust the team at Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and always looking to improve safety and efficiency, helping you cut energy costs. Payment programs available for any situation, residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels. Call, stop by, or visit qualitypropaneandfuels.com.
At Chippewa Valley Financial Services, they know that taxes and bookkeeping are a necessary part of life and business, but often the last thing you'd like to be working on. With offices in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire and a full staff of accountants, bookkeepers, and tax preparers, Chippewa Valley Financial Services stands ready to help businesses and individuals, taking away the burden and freeing up your time for what matters most. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley Financial Services.
Chi-High leading at 3-0 on the strength of a Lauren Shepard 3-run homer. And now Kimberly. See what they do their second time through against Violet Macawam. Top of the order, Sophie Hermes, Paige Schrick, and Paige Weingard, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. I noticed Violet Macawam, big, huge smile on her face as the Cardinals with that 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, with the insurance runs of, the 3-0 lead, it takes a lot of pressure off of her in the circle, and she's going to be able to pitch a lot more carefree now.
Yeah. So, and this one slugged right away for a base hit to right field, and running that out is Sophie Hermes, and Hermes, her second hit of the day, so she's 2 for 2. Here as we're into the 4th inning, top half of it, and it brings up Paige Schrick. And Schrick is the designated player. And looks at a ball high, 1-0. Schrick hitting in place of the pitcher, Elstad. Sometimes you'll find the pitcher's bat, but not in today's game. And again, that's the sense I got from McElwain. She's like, I never even just think about it. Don't even have a bat. There's a swing and a miss, 1-1. First time out. This is the Schrick who hit into the unassisted double play at first as Geist caught it and able to double the runner, Hermes, off of first base, who was going because it looked like it was going to be a hit. And there's another one in that direction off the fence on the first base side and out of play. Check out the Metropolis Resort Smile Cam to catch all the in-game reactions today. It's constant smiles and fun at Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire with Action City, Chaos Water Park, and on-site dining and coffee. Book your adventure today at metropolisresort.com. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Kimberly designated player way up in the box as well. Lead foot well in front of home plate. There's a ball high, missing 2-2. Where do you like to stand in the box, Maddie?
I'm pretty even with the plate. Like I said, unless the pitcher has a lot of spin on their ball, you try to catch it before it spins.
Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Checking her wrist, McElwain. She deals, and is fouled off. Game 2 later, Chi-Hi and Watertown, and we've got action coming your way Monday and Tuesday and Thursday next week, and the postseason's around the corner, and we'll cover as much as we can, and potentially even 2 games. One would be on radio and YouTube, and the other on YouTube as well, so those are all possibilities. As there's a ball missing, 3-2 now. She had a shot down the first base line the first time that was caught by Geist and is hitting it there somewhat. There's the 3-2 pitch, and it's in that direction. Geist feels it, throws to second in the dirt, and can't hold on. So runners at first and second and nobody out here. And so there would have been an out at first, and Geist chose not to get it.
Right. I mean, I think her idea behind it was to get the lead runner, but just wasn't able to execute it.
So fielder's choice, I guess. And then when she did throw, even if the player covering would have caught it, I'm not sure it would have been in time. And so now Paige Weingart. So a difficult situation here for the Cards as Weingart takes a called strike 1. Biggest jam I think that McElwain's been in because he had the base runner early and was eliminated, and she retired really 8 in a row until here this inning. And the called strike 2. So 0-2 to a looking Paige Weingart. Weingart popped out to short to end the first inning. And Twyman giving instructions to the outfield. 0-2 to Weingart, the left fielder. Fastball, swinging strike 3. Catch held onto by Shepard. So there is the third K for the Cardinal pitcher on the day, as she had 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 1 in the fourth inning. And no walks for McElwain, so she's a good strikeout to walk ratio there. And there's a ball high and a good grab there by Shepard, the talented catcher. Brecken Lutke, the sophomore right fielder, in the cleanup spot for Coach Chad Mix's crew. And 1-0 now from McElwain. She deals. Ball misses 2-0. So 2-0 behind to the cleanup hitter Lutke with runners at first and second and only 1 out. Hermes, the shortstop, at first after her single, and Schrick after reaching on the fielder's choice. Off-speed pitch misses outside, and the count goes 3-0 from McElwain. Well, one would think when you're behind 3-0, your fastball, and most hitters would face a red light. Is that the case? And Lutke's just a sophomore. We'll see. And swing and a miss, she went after potentially ball 4 upstairs.
Yeah.
So McElwain catching a break on her going after it. I was surprised 3-0 she chased that.
Yeah, usually on 3-0 you get the take.
That would have been ball 4 loading the bases, and there she misses with a fastball inside, so the bases are loaded as Violet gives up her first walk of the day, and Lutke reaches. And
first baseman
Kylie Van Handel is the senior first baseman. She grounded out to Geist at first. her first time back in the middle of the second inning. So bases loaded, only one out. McElwain got a jam here. And a called strike one to Van Handel. What's your thinking here in terms of what's Violet thinking, what's Van Handel thinking?
Violet's just going to try to pitch so that she hits a ground ball in the infield, and hopefully the girls can go home to one and get that 2 outs to end the inning.
A strikeout would be good too. Yeah. There's a high pitch that misses, and the ball count goes to 1-1. Vea Hanek, the junior catcher on deck, somebody who McElwain struck out her first time. Checking her wrist, Violet preparing. 1-1, she deals. And this one, base hit to center. It's going to score a couple. Now, all the way tracking it down is Kennedy Swan. She gets it in. Here comes the third run trying to tie the game, and they do. And the runner at second base is safe as well. So, wow, a single and ultimately scoring 3 runs. It was to a deep part of the park there in right center field. And what a hit for Van Handel to tie the game.
Yeah, that was a big
blow. And one of the players, as she slid into second, Van Handel, talking with a coach here as she'll take up her position. But by getting it in, too, trying to make a play, but not trying able to capitalize. But credit the good speed of Lutke, able to work it all the way around the bases and score. So as good as the 3-run homer was for the Cards to score, they needed all of that because Kimberly has just tied this game at 3, and now Nevaeh Hanek, the catcher who struck out her first time. And still only 1 out, a runner at second, the lead run. So a real battle going on here in the top half of the 4th inning as Hanek, the junior catcher, faces McElwain. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So I think it was a 1-1 count, and Van Handel is a good... It really legitimately, I mean, it was a single, and she got the extra base on the throw-in. But you don't see 3 runners score necessarily on something, an off-speed pitch called strike 2.
Yeah, she was just able to hit it right into that gap, and
that's the thing. It was a deep single. It was a deep single, and that allowed for that. From a Cardinals standpoint, you'd love that runner to be stopped at third and maybe try to still get out of this. And a swing and a miss upstairs, and so McElwain gets another strikeout on Hanek, the second time she has fanned her today. It's her 4th strikeout on the day to go with just that 1 walk. And now Chloe Bees, who also struck out back in the 3rd inning. 4 strikeouts and 1 walk for McElwain. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Bees. Well, it's seeming that the real power in this order, you never know in terms of, are they strong 1 through 9, but it seems like, 1 through 5 especially really catches your attention here for Kimberly.
Right.
And a called strike 2. As you had Hanek, who struck out twice now, and Bees is 1 strike away from striking out her second time. Violet would then get looking for her 5th strikeout of the day. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Violet strikes out her 5th hitter of the day, but not before Kimberly scores 3. In the middle of 4 from Casper. We're tied at 3 on WOGO, Hallie, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls.
Hey, it's Caleb for Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire. The team at Livia personalized a weight loss and nutrition program just for me, and I lost 55 pounds in less than 3 months, and have kept it off for well over a year. Livia also has the best pricing on GLP-1 medications, and they offer Lipo B12 and NAD Plus as well. Right now, you can save 50% on Livia's award-winning nutrition program. Lose 20 pounds or more by summer. Visit Livia.com, call 855-GO-LIVIA, or stop in to Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Choice and Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Choice and Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Choice and Ford.
Well, the Cardinals had that 3-0 lead, but it's gone now. It's 3-3 after a RBI single, scored 3 for Kimberly in the top half of the 4th. Kylie Van Handel, the senior first baseman, doing the damage after her teammates had got on base. And now a 1-0 pitch to Allie Geist to start the inning for the Cards. Number 13, their junior first baseman, looks at the count go to 2-0. Again, Elstad, the pitcher, Honick, the catcher, Van Handel at first, Strike at second, Hermes at short, Bees is at third, Weingard, Parrish, and Ludke around the outfield left to right. Elstad, the 2-0 pitch, ball 3. So 3-0. She had walked the leadoff hitters in innings 1 and 2 and then fared better in the third inning, striking out Swan to start the inning. But now behind Geist, who had a successful sacrifice earlier. 3-0 to Allie. Got to think it's a red light. And she looks at a called strike 1. Again, Allie on the year, a 172 hitter with a 222 on base percentage and an OPS of 412. 3-1 to Geist. And this one does a pop-up in foul territory, or is it going to be right along the line and a catch is going to be made for the out? Well, eventually, you can hope for a walk, but you swing the bat, it goes in there, and out number 1.
Yeah, she looked a little ahead of that one. I think that's what got her to pop it up.
And so now Willow Reisinger, who struck out her first time. It's 5 strikeouts and 2 walks on the day for Elstad. And there's a tapper down the third base line and foul. And it's 5 strikeouts and 1 walk for McElwain for the Cards. For a limited time, Royal Credit Union offering $250 for new checking accounts so you can get the perks you need, plus an extra bonus for making the switch. Elstad's pitch. And believe a ball. 1-1.
Umpire behind the plate seems to have gotten sand in his eye.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why I didn't see the. Hey, opening an account at RCU is easy. This new checking account. Visit any Royal Credit Union office or go to rcu.org. No minimum balance is required to obtain a bonus. It ends end of the month. There's a ground ball to the pitcher. Throw over to first in time for out number 2. Again, that offer at RCU ends end of the month, 5/31/25, insured by NCUA. So Reisinger on. Help me out. Was that to the pitcher or to the pitcher? All right,
to the pitcher.
So score that 1-3. 2 are out now, and Gracie Amundsen, the sophomore left fielder for the Cards, who's learning a lot, is 091 and a 143 on base percentage as the count goes to 0-1. So we got a battle on our hands. It looked kind of cushy, comfy, walking around the house in the slippers and bathrobe at 3-0, but now 3-3. And there's a ball, misses 1-1 to Amundsen. Gracie in the 8th spot with Kennedy Swan on deck. Gracie struck out her first time, as did Swan. So trying to make some contact and make the fielders work here with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th and a tie game at 3. The pitch to Amundsen. Ball high. 2-1. And again, more action coming up for you on WOGO Sports Monday and Tuesday of the McDonald variety, and then we'll be off-speed pitch, and she misses and goes to 3-1. And then we'll be bringing you Chi High at New Richmond, a crucial game in the BRC race. That coming up on Thursday from New Richmond. Chad Frederick will join me for that one here on WOGO and the live video stream on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel. 3-1 to Amundsen. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 3-2 to Gracie with 2 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Tied at 3. Elstad, the junior right-hander for Kimberly. The pitch. Ball 4, take your base. Amundsen's aboard. Well, you got to believe everything with 2, right?
Right.
And Kennedy Swan. And Kennedy is the Cardinals' center fielder. And checking her numbers on the season, a 152 hitter with a 316 on-base percentage, which likely means she's been able to work some walks, and we'll look at that stat as she looks at a ball. And coming on another ready to fire was Nevaeh Honick. Telling the number of walks here for, I have to go further on our, 9 walks for Kennedy Swan. There's the pitch, and she takes a called strike 1-1. So just comparatively, she has 9 walks, 13 for Lauren Shepard, but second on the team in walks. So that's saying something there for Kennedy, right?
Yeah, and a lot of Laurens are intentional.
I know. They are, exactly. And there's a ball missing, so 2-1. So it's to her advantage, I guess. Kennedy is a bit more diminutive.
Yep.
And so there's a smaller strike zone. So we were talking McDonald baseball yesterday where Mason Bussey or some others there's a ball 3-1. Mason's a big guy, so he's got a big strike zone.
Right.
And that's a lot to defend, right?
Mm-hmm. And from Gracie through about Georgia's, they're all smaller girls, so there's smaller strike zones.
And 3 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. And she fouls it off, 3-2. Kirby Puckett, the late, great center fielder for the Twins championship teams of 87 and 91. I mean, just people have talked about what's the perfect baseball body. Yogi Berra was so great for the Yankees, all those championships. And compact, there's a lot to be said for compact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kennedy Swan against Elstead. The pitch. This is grounded towards second base, fielded there, a little scoop, and that'll do it as Sophie Strike gets it to Van Handel. Cards get strand 1 through 4. We're still tied. Kimberly and Chahai on WOGO, Hallie Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, now with 5 membership branches in Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee, a tennis center, a sports center, 2 early learning communities, and Camp Manitou. Join our community and discover your why. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Visit ymca-cv.org or stop in for a tour at any of our convenient locations today. That's ymca-cv.org. See you at the Y.
So our game heads to the top half of the 5th, tied at 3. I can see across the way Watertown and Superior is 5-1 in the 4th inning. I just don't know who's guest and who's home. So. But Watertown will be Chahai's opponent a bit later as they come in here as well, 14-4 and in 2nd place in the Badger Large Conference. I imagine you like that as a player here, Maddie, where you got to play, some of the best teams around the state. I mean, appreciated the excellence of this program here for Chahai, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And it sets you up to be able to play on that next level.
Yeah, gives you a ton of experience.
Right. And there's a called strike to Sophie Strike. So it's Strike, Parrish, and Hermes, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for head coach Chad Mix of Kimberly. And again, Macawam, 5 strikeouts and 1 walk on the day. That ball in the dirt, 1-1 to Strike, who popped out to third her first time. So again, after that leadoff single by Hermes, who is 2 for 2 on the day, really the others have struggled a bit more, but then we did get that big, deep single as that ball was a strike, but getting away from catcher Lauren Shepard.
She fouled it off. That last one.
Mm-hmm. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Strike, the soft senior second baseman, and fouls it off again. Good mix but for both of these clubs, that youth and veteran mix. I think for Chahai, what stands out is Romanowski. I mean, to have a position as key as it is, just a sophomore, is. But she's certainly stepped up to it fine.
Yeah, agreed.
1 ball, 2 strike. Off-speed pitch, and it misses 2-2. So Macawam, the 5 Ks and just the 1 walk on the day. She had 1 strikeout in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. She had 3 strikeouts. She actually struck out the side in the 4th, but that was the inning along the way. Kimberly got 3 runs as well. And she misses upstairs with a rise ball, and the count goes to 3-2. Parrish, the center fielder on deck, the senior for the Papermakers. The 3-2 pitch from Macawam. Off-speed pitch called strike 3. So violent. How about the breaking ball on a 3-2 there, Maddie?
Yeah, that's impressive, and you got to have confidence to throw that on a 3-2 pitch and knowing that she's not going to – she's going to throw it for a strike. And
as a hitter, you're thinking fastball.
Right.
3-2, you got to throw a strike. and to be able to throw that for a K. And that is actually the last 4 outs have been strikeouts for McElwain. And this one, foul territory and out of play on the first base side for the number 9 hitter, Addie Parrish. So top half of the 5th, starting to get late, those final 3 innings of regulation. And for the Cardinals, looking ahead to the bottom of 5, they go back to the top of the order with Twyman, Romanowski, and Shepard. And they produced 3 runs. Last time it was those 3 leading things off. And there's a ball low, and 1-1 to Parrish. I'm getting ahead of myself because there's only 1 out here. I'm thinking optimistically. But hey, Hermes is on deck, and she's 2 for 2 on the day, so she's very dangerous leadoff hitter. And there's a called strike to a looking Addie Parrish as the count goes to 1-2 to the senior center fielder for the Papermakers. Game 2 later with Watertown facing a Superior squad that had swept Chi-High in the 2 games. And this one, a little nubber to shortstop Romanowski. Trouble with it. Throw over to first. Now she'll hold on to it. So Trouble picking it up there. It kind of had a spin off the bat, and so Parrish is aboard on a single.
Shortstop, Sophie Hermes.
Thoughts on that one?
And tough plays like that happen sometimes. Comes off the bat funny, and it spins weird. And for her to not throw it was probably smarter, just to make sure not to risk an overthrow or getting past Allen.
Yeah, right. No,
That's
that's a point. Once you realize, and it all happens instantaneously, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so Sophie Hermes, so the shortstop hitting from the left side, and there's a ball missing 1-0. So a tough spot here for the Cardinal right-hander, McElwain, the sophomore, with 1 on and 1 out. And this one hit pretty well, but foul down the first baseline, and the count goes to 1-1. Well, you've heard my cohort, Caleb Swenson, talk about the 55 pounds he lost in less than 3 months and has kept off for well over a year. It's all through Livia's Weight Control Center in Eau Claire, the trusted leader in weight loss with doctor-recommended personalized weight loss and nutrition plans. Livia also, and we'll get back to the action as the count goes to 1-2. Livia also has the best pricing on GLP-1 weight loss medications. Mention WOGO Sports to save 50% on your personalized weight loss and nutrition plan. Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting leadoff hitter, Sophie Hermes, when 1 out, 1 on, and fly ball to center field, having it measured. Kennedy Swan coming in strong, and she'll make the catch. She initially looked like she went back, but then she came charging in.
Yeah, the wind must have blown
Yeah, and that was a tough one, but she secures it for an important out number 2 because Hermes had been 2 for 2 in the day and brings up Paige Schrick.
Right.
And Schrick is the designated player. 2 outs and a runner at first. A tie game at 3. Good drama. That's what you look for when you put up a competitive quad like this. And swinging strike run, runner to second base. And it goes by the shortstop covering. They're going to try to have a play at third. There's the throw, the tag, and she is safe. Oh, my. The throw was there from the center fielder, Swan, but it was kind of to the left field side. And diving head first was Parrish. And she was able to be on the home plate side of third. And so while the ball was there potentially in time, where the actual location, it seems to me, was the problem. What did you see?
Yeah, I think Kenna was trying to make sure she had it in her glove, not to let it get past her again as it got past second. And, was a little slow on the tag, but probably more important that she secured the ball rather than...
You've been in that spot before, so you can empathize.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm saying it made it difficult because while the throw was good, it was on the left field side, and so and the runner very wisely saying, "Hey, I'm going to dive and be make it as far away from you as possible." So, all right, well, we're gonna. What do you think this might be? We've got a conference with our 3 umpires.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this would be about.
All right, and so just a little conference, and so a special treat to have 3 umps here today. Getting everything covered well. It was interesting to hear the explanation in terms of going from the 8-team tournament to the 4. Jared Faraday and then Coach Chad Mick saying, I wish it was still 8 teams.
Yeah.
Okay, so 0-1 is the count to Paige Schrick after the steal results in an errant throw, and there's a ball 1-1. And so that was initially with the throw going into center. And then the runner advancing to third, and now 60 feet away from changing the complexion of this 3-3 game with 2 out in the top of the 5th. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 to a swinging Paige Schrick, the designated player. And the other contest now 6-1 in the 6th, so they're ahead of us in the Superior Watertown game. And this one grounded. Second base, Twyman's got it. Throw over to first in time for the out, so the Cards get out of it despite the runner advancing to third in the middle of 5. Chai High and Kimberly still tied at 3 on WOGO Sports.
Want to reach more local customers? Advertise on WOGO Sports.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded, 3-3 game. The pitch from Gust. And this one up the middle, off his glove. He's going to have to go home. He'll throw and save. And the game is over. The Cardinals win. Boy, Veer able to race in and get the game winner. The Cardinals win it 4-3.
Advertise in WOGO's broadcasts of local high school sports. Call us anytime or click on advertising at WOGO.com.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and a $250 bonus. Getting your $250 is easy. Open your account by May 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Bottom of 5 for the Cardinals and the top of the order in a game deadlocked at 3 with Kimberly here on WOGO. The live video stream on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel and on Facebook. And Twyman starts it off with a 1-0 advantage against Bella Elstad as Roz has walked and singled. So on base percentage of 1,000 today and officially 1 for 1. Just made the key defensive play on the grounder to end the last inning off the bat of the designated player's trick. And good crouch deep in the box. 1-0 pitch, and she looks at the ball. 2-0. Roz with those great numbers, hitting .427 on the season with a .463 on base percentage. 32 hits on the year for Roz. Had a big double in the win over New Richmond the other day, the 3-2 win. And this one fouled off, and that was huge. And talking to Jared Faraday before the game, talking about the fact of, hey, to be 10-2 to get at least one of those games, both played at New Richmond because of the weather concerns of Thursday, instead of having a game come back here and able to pull that victory out and be 10-2 to New Richmond's 9-3, and now needing to take care of business against River Falls to win the conference. As the count goes to 3-1 to Twyman. Again, she garnered one of the 2 walks on the day from Elstad earlier, and also had the single and scored the game's first run back in the 3rd. Bottom half of 5, tied at 3, Chippewa Falls and River Falls. First of 2 today. It'll be the Cards and Watertown in this quad later, whereas Kimberly will go on to face Superior. Cards have already faced Superior today, and there's in the season. And there's ball 4. So Twyman aboard. Second time today she draws a walk, and her great speed on the base pass. And Georgia Romanowski, the talented bunter, who has had 2 bunt singles on the day already. And there's the big conference. I don't know what Kimberly's going to come up with. How do we stop this speedy left-handed hitter, Romanowski, who is able to bunt it seemingly at will right in front of home plate? And one would think that's a question here because the Cardinals getting Twyman aboard. And it's interesting that she's got 2 of the 3 walks on the day. And Gracie Amundsen got the other one. So runner aboard, bottom half of the 5th. 3-3 game. And infield definitely in. I mean, they are as in can be. And you've got the second baseman as far in as I've seen. And there's a bunt attempt laid down, and they're going to try to make the play over at first and not be able to do it. And the errant throw goes out of fielded by the right fielder. Romanowski will stay, but runners at the corners as Twyman advances. Great play by the Cardinals there, and Twyman just has fun. You just see her kind of doing different
Catcher, Lauren
set of
Shepard.
celebrating over at third base, and why not? And again, Kimberly did everything they could to stop that, and they still weren't able to, as Strike trying to make the throw. And now don't forget Lauren Shepard, because she hit a 3-run homer over the right field fence last time. She looks at a ball high, 1-0, and they fire it. And this is really the strength of the offense of the Cards, isn't it? Not to speak down on any of the rest of the hitters, but this is just confusing because of what Twyman, that 1-2 punch of Twyman and Romanowski, and you love having runners on base for Shepard.
Right.
The 1-0 pitch, and the last one was, and this one high in the air, shallow right field, slicing foul, and it's not going to be reachable. And it was just a long run for the right fielder or the second baseman, and so Shepard stays alive at 1-1. All right, well, an exciting contest. You love the drama. You love the tension. We do as broadcasters and as fans and coaches and players. And for those who say, I'm not really into it, I'm like, you don't know. You haven't been there. You got to watch. The 1-1 pitch off speed and a called strike 2 to Shepard. So 1-2 to Lauren. We've given your numbers earlier, a 446 average with a 538 on base and a 985 slugging. So Elstad's ahead of her 1-2. She gave up the 3-run homer to her last time, so she's pitching her very carefully with Nevaeh Hanek, the catcher, and she looks at a ball missing 2-2. So a good eye by Shepard. This account goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here after Romanowski reached with her 3rd single of the day, and I think I'm going to say a single because she would have been safe even if the throw was on time.
Yeah.
And this one hit in the air to shallow center field. A long run over there, Addie Parrish, and the right fielder's going to make the catch, Brecken Lutke, but the runner's going to score for the Cardinals, and Twyman slides and gets the Cardinals the lead at 4-3. So the sac fly from Chippewa Falls, Lauren Shepard, to the right fielder.
McKenna Bauer.
Sac fly 9. It gets the RBI, and the Cards lead at 4-3. And I probably should have had a more excited call. I think it's hard to get all excited about a sac fly, but it does give the Cardinals the lead. So I think after Lauren gave us a 3-run homer, you're wanting an extra base hit. And this is a foul ball down the first base side. But again, grabbing the 4-3 lead here is huge with nobody out and still a runner at first base in Romanowski. So Twyman scores for the second time on the day. And the Cardinals up 4-3 with McKenna Bauer up. She's hit it out to first unassisted and struck out in her 2 trips. The 0-1 pitch, ball high. The count goes to 1-1. And looking for McKenna. Here we go. 344 average and a 403 on base percentage on the season. 1-1 now against Elstad with, the 1 out on the sac fly. And there's a ball high. She misses 2-1. So what about your sister as a hitter? Give me an evaluation.
Yeah, no, she puts the ball in play a majority of the time, and as a 4-spot hitter, you don't need to be hitting those huge home runs. I mean, putting a ball in play consistently is just as important, and she does that well.
And this is a number on the infield, and it's going to be caught by the second baseman, and Romanowski will hold. And so Bauer on the pop out to the second baseman for the second out, and it brings up Lainey Henkelman, the sophomore designated player who's walked and struck out. So we'll see if she involves the fielder. So 2 are out, 1 in, and 1 on for the Cardinals. Leading it here in the bottom of 5, getting the 1 run. This one misses, 1-0. And again, Twyman with the walk, and then Romanowski's bunt. Really, you could tell. I mean, they so respected Romanowski after her 2 successful bunts that they had the conference and drew the second baseman in. And there's a ball 2-0 to Henkelman. And drew the second baseman, strikes you and after it, and still, but her errant throw. And Twyman and Romanowski have been on base every time, and they've been a real headache to Kimberly. If they get back, and whatever they say about this game is, I don't know, that first and second hitter were a big pain.
Yes.
And so 2-0 now. Ahead in the count is Lainey Henkelman facing Bella Elstad, the junior pitcher. Bit of a break in the action. I'm not sure Stepping out of the box is Henkelman. She's going to be a big part of the future for the Cardinals, though, the hitting as a sophomore in that 5 spot as a designated player. If and when Laney does play the field, do you know what position she likes to play?
I don't know if she's played the field all year this year. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't think she has this year. And now we're getting, I'm not sure what the Chad Mix, Kimberly, is out there talking.
They called a ball on that last one, saying she took 2, or she went onto the mound, she came off the mound.
Okay.
However, Laney stepped out of the box, so he's arguing that he can't call it a ball when she stepped out of the box.
Okay. Yeah, that is. And so now there'll be a conference of the umpires, and also a chance for me to tell you that propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels when you need propane for your home or business. Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and community. QualityPropaneandFuels.com. Into the noon hour here, the lunch hour. Thanks for sticking with us. Game 1 of 2 today. You know, the nice thing about it, people can say, a little cold and cloudy. Well, if it's really hot, people would be like, oh, it's so hot, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to have perfect. You know, we're not going to play any games in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So,
and that's just the reality of playing in the spring
right.
in Wisconsin.
It
It's
is.
always like that.
And the good thing about it is, again, you're not cooking.
Right.
It could have been on one of those 80-degree days, but you'd be like, the other day I did find myself thinking about the pool, and it was like, Mark, Fairfax pool's not open for 2 more weeks. And usually in late May, it's too cold to swim there anyhow.
Right.
All right, so another conference. It still says 3-0 on the scoreboard.
I think that was the call, was they called it a ball.
You know, I feel like you and I and Dave should have a conference because the Kimberly's having a conference in the circle, and Chelsea's having a conference with the hitters. So let's the 3 of us. Dave, you're doing a great job. Keep it up, and we've got a long day ahead of us here. So, all right, the count still says 3-0. I'm also going to take some time to tell you that. Check out the Metropolis Resort Smile Cam to catch all the in-game reactions today. It's constant smiles and fun at Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire with Action City, Chaos Water Park, and on-site dining and coffee. Book your adventure today at metropolisresort.com. Great place to take folks from, folks that visit you, and have a great time with your family at Metropolis Resort. Those staycations, right? And there's a called strike. So Kimberly, there. We'll get a strike on you. So Henkelman with runner at first, Romanowski, the speedster, and 2 outs. Cardinals lead it 4-3. And this one, slug to right field, and it's going to be a tough play, and it's going to hit.
Oh.
Foul, just barely. Boy, that could have been extra bases, and it would have been a Georgia Romanowski run for the Cardinals, so a blow there.
Yeah, I thought it looked in play.
It was
right there.
The wind just took it. It started off there, and it was so close, but we've got 3 umpires, so we've got every angle covered today.
That's very true.
3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs to Laney Henkelman. And she delivers. They get strike 3. So that ends the inning, and that is the 6th strikeout of the day for Elstad. But the Cards score 1 through 5. Chahai leads Kimberly 4-3 on WOGO Sports.
Stuck on ideas for summer fun? Looking for a place that keeps the whole family entertained? We've got the solution. Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire. Dive into Chaos Water Park with water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones for the little ones. Plus, the fun never stops at Action City. Entertain everyone with go-karts, trampolines, mini golf, and more. See you all summer long at Metropolis Resort, where the fun never stops.
Metropolis Resort. MetropolisResort.com.
Whether it's in education, business, or athletics, being part of a team is something truly special. This is Jamie Leibrandt, Market President at Northwestern Bank, and every day our team is here for you, for your family, your business, and your community. At Northwestern Bank, you'll find all the technology and services of big banks, but in a personal setting that shows that people are what we value most. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter. Member FDIC.
To the top of 6 we go, and for Kimberly, they're 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Paige Weingart, Beckett Ludke, and Kylie Van Handel against the Cardinals sophomore hurler Violet McElwain, who's got 6 strikeouts and 1 walk on the day. Mark Halverson, along with Maddie Bauer here, the Cardinal 2023 alum, who's going to be playing at Winona State. And got Weingart, who has popped out to short and struck out in her 2 appearances against Macawam. The pitch, and this one fouled off 0-1. So you had shoulder surgery. What led to that, and how you doing?
Just a lot of years of shoulder pain, and then
Your right shoulder?
Yep, and then after my freshman year of college, just wasn't keeping up anymore, so I got it fixed, and I've been practicing with the varsity girls just to kind of get back into stuff while I'm home, and we're getting there.
0-1, and off-speed pitch fouled off. So is it tricky in terms of going from a junior college, you had shoulder surgery, and then going to Winona State in the midst of all that?
Yeah, it's quite just from junior college to going to Winona as a transition to begin with, and then trying to work back from this injury and get back to where I was, it's a lot, but it's fun to work hard on something like that for something you want to do.
0-2 pitch, and this one slugged out to right field, and Reisinger over her head, and so it's going to lead off extra base hit. Coming into second standing with a double is Weingart, her first hit of the day, and she shows why she's the 2-hitter, the 3-hitter, I should say, in that prime spot, the leadoff double, and the Papermakers have the tying run in scoring position with Brecken Lutke, the cleanup hitter, coming up. She is grounded out to third and walked.
Batting for
but Weingart
Thayer.
really getting a hold of that one.
Right, yeah. Misjudged by Will out there,
Yeah.
right, too.
Mm-hmm. And this ball fouled off 0-1. But again, it's been kind of adventures in right field
Yeah.
all day, right? And we had just barely the hit from Henkelman that, again, you even thought from our press box standpoint, it was just off the right field line earlier. And so we've seen the 3-run homer. A lot of attention for right field today as Shepard's homer was there. And there's a ball low missing from Macawam, 1-1. So Lutke has ground out to third and walked, so officially 0 for 1 on the day, and on base percentage 500 on the day. 4-3 Chi-High lead, top of the 6th. Nobody out, runner at second. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Violet in front, 1 ball and 2 strikes there. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter, and proud to support local athletics. Northwestern Bank. Game 2 later against Watertown, and the other game is 6-2 in the 6th. And there's a shot, and it's going to be a deep play, and Romanowski recovers, throws it over to third, and the runner's safe there. And so runners at the corners, and I'm going to call that an infield single. It was a deep shot. They tried to get the runner advancing to third, and now, boy, what a golden opportunity for Kimberly. Runners at the corners and nobody out with Kylie Van Handel up.
Yeah, she hit that 5-6 hole perfectly, and
Yeah.
not much you could do about that.
It was as deep and short as you're going to find,
Yep.
and that would have been, by the time it got there. And what about kind of a gutsy move as we've got some conferencing going on, the Chi-High infield all in the circle, the outfielders, and Kimberly with their own. But what do you think Kimberly is thinking here? Runners at the corners. Tell me Kimberly, tell me Chi-High, Maddie.
Kimberly, I'm sure, is going to try to pull off a first and third situation, trying to draw a throw down to second so they can score someone home and tie it up. Chi-High.
If you're Chi-High, you're not throwing.
Right. Or they have a couple different trick plays that they can try to get Kimberly into thinking that they're going to throw.
Sure. Have it cut off, etc.
Right, yep.
Okay.
They're going through a bunch of different scenarios.
And
trying to
nobody's
figure
out, runners at the corners, and Van Handel. And again, if you're thinking, we've kind of noticed the 6, 7, and 8 are hitless so far here on the day. In fact, 6, 7, and 8 have struck out 5 of their 6 at-bats. And this was a grounder up the middle. Twyman, a great play, throw over to first for the out. Runner advances, and another run scores. But good defense by Twyman, and they get an out, even though Kimberly gets a run.
Yeah, that's a tough, with how it was hopping, that was a tough play to make, and Roz would have had no shot with her at home, so for her to take the out at first was the best idea there.
Yeah, you get yourself, especially because you got no outs.
Right.
So let's get ourselves an out. There's a runner at second. Weingart scores, and it brings up Honick. And again, these hitters, so far are have struck out 5 of their 6 times, these 6, 7, and 8 hitters, of which 6 is Honick, the junior catcher. And she struck out in both appearances in the second and in the fourth, and she's behind 0-1 to sophomore Violet Macawam. The 0-1 pitch. And she's going to square to bunt, and strike 2 in the throw to third, and the runner able to advance. So she got her bat out there to try to bunt, and then Shepard, by the time she got it over to third base, the runner able to advance. So 0-2 is the count with 1 out, and smart by Kimberly saying, hey, a wild pitch or a pass ball, maybe I could score.
Right, and to draw in the third baseman on the bunt to make the shortstop get over there.
In a 4-4 game, pitch, And that's over the head of the catcher, and that's that pass ball and the throw. And there was a delay, some reason. Shepard flipping it to McElwain. I'm not sure why. And Kimberly leads it 5-4. As the count goes to 1-2. Any thoughts on that? I mean, Shepard, there was a bit of a hesitation.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like it was not in her hand the way she. I think it slipped, and she didn't want to risk anything. But now there's no one on base, and they can just worry about getting outs and hopefully get back in the dugout and score some more runs.
Yeah, and so it's a 5-4 deficit. First time Kimberly has led all day. The Cards led 3-0. It was 3-3. The Cards led 4-3. And now Kimberly tying and passing the Cardinals, going ahead 5-4. And there's a called strike 3, so she's able to retire the batter, Honick. And again, Honick has struck out all 3 times on the day. That is strikeout number 7 on the day against just 1 walk for McElwain. And Chloe Bees now, who has struck out her 2 appearances to lead off the 3rd and in the 4th. So what a game, 5-4. Don't like being on this end of things, but 2 are out here for the Cardinals as Bees now. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to the senior third baseman. And again, the leadoff double by Weingard, and then Lutke with the single, the infield single, put runners at the corners. And there's a called strike 2. And then even on the infield out, Van Handel did hit the ball to second base with runners at the corners, and Roz Twyman, good solid defensive play, able to get the runner out at first. There's a ball missing 1 and 2. So the Cards 1 strike away from ending this, but Kimberly has tied and passed Chippewa here in the middle of the 6th, gone in front 5-4. McElwain trying to get out of the inning. Here it is. Misses with the off-speed pitch, and so high and outside, 2 and 2. To Chloe Bees, the number 7 hitter in Chad Mix's order, as we've got a real battle going on in game 1 of 2 today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the 8th strikeout of the day for McElwain, but not before Kimberly. Plates 2 more, middle of 6th. And Casper, Chi-High trailing now for the first time all day, 5-4 to Kimberly on WOGO Sports.
Remember when you were a kid and broke that window? Remember how bad you felt when Mom and Dad found out? Mom made everything okay with hot cookies. Dad called White City Glass to fix it. That was years ago. When someone little you know breaks one of your windows, bake the cookies and call White City Glass. They're in the business of fixing broken glass of any kind. White City Glass, helping people of all ages since 1967.
Propane is energy efficient and affordable, and Quality Propane and Fuels has been the trusted propane supplier to northern Wisconsin since 1996. Propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Trust the team at Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and always looking to improve safety and efficiency, helping you cut energy costs. Payment programs available for any situation, residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels. Call, stop by, or visit qualitypropaneandfuels.com.
All right, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Cards. Allie Geist, Willa Reisinger, Gracie Amundsen against Bella Elstad of Kimberly. As we start the bottom of the 6th with Chi-High trailing 5-4. Turn your dreams into reality with Stelter Incorporated. The highest quality and longest lasting concrete for 3 generations. Stelter Incorporated is always proud to support local sports. Visit StelterIncorporated.com. That's StelterIncorporated.com. All right, Elstad now with a 5-4 lead. Off-speed pitch and misses, 1-0, and more sand in the eyes of our home plate umpire, it appears. Geist popped out last time and had a successful sacrifice. And this one off the kind of handle of the bat and over the first base dugout, and the count goes to 1-1.
This is Reisinger now. Geist grounded out to the shortstop.
Oh, wow.
First pitch, yeah. It was quick. Well, you were still doing the...
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
So this is Willa now.
Okay, yeah. I missed that. All right.
Batter's a right fielder, Willa Reisinger.
Yeah, so Reisinger now has struck out and ground out to the pitcher with the count at 2-1. And a ball misses 3-1. 3-1 to Reisinger with 1 out. Cards down by 1. And digging down and getting a little bit of the sand is Elstad. The 3-1 pitch now. And this one shot to second base by the second baseman for a hit. And there is the single for Reisinger for her first hit of the day. So 1 on, 1 out. The tying run up for the Cards. The go-ahead run in the force of Gracie Amundsen is a 91 hitter, 091 with a 143 on-base percentage for the sophomore left fielder who did walk her previous trip against Elstad. And she squares to bunt, and she's going to lay it down foul. And on the day, 6 strikeouts and 3 walks for Bella Elstad as Amundsen goes behind in the count 0-1. And so now with that bunt attempt, it certainly has brought up. You think she's going to try it again here?
I'm sure she will try to move over Willa.
Yeah, with an 0-1 count. Amundsen, she's going to square to bunt, and then the ball goes by the catcher, and it allows the runner to advance. So Reisinger easily makes it to second on the wild pitch by Elstad, and that one missed badly for Elstad, putting the tying run in scoring position for the Cards.
Look to go behind her.
Yeah.
She was really off the mark on that one.
So 1-1 now, and now we'll see if she sticks with the bunt to try to move her to third that way. Certainly you'd want to do it on the first base side. Here's the pitch, and she looks at a called strike 2. So 1-2 to Amundsen, hitting in the 8th spot with the runner at second, Reisinger. 5-4, Kimberly leads. Mark Halverson and Maddie Bauer with the call here on WOGO Sports. Greg Stewart, our radio producer, and Gavin Bovey and Carter Jager, our video producers in the live video stream on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel. There's the shot by the shortstop. She's going to glove it, eye the runner back, and everybody's safe. Everybody's safe, and a way to go, Gracie Amundsen infield single.
Yeah, that was a good spot for that hit in this situation.
Center fielder Kennedy Swan.
And so first and second, and again, from a Kimberly standpoint, they're like, well, not the worst thing. We get a force out at any base now.
Right.
And Kennedy Swan grounded out to second and struck out. Last time she grounded out to second. She'll square to bunt, and then the ball in the dirt, and the runner faking running to third but going back is Reisinger. So Reisinger at second and Amundsen at first, and the count 1-0 from Elstad. The 6 strikeouts and the 3 walks on the day. Elstad, the pitch, and she squares to bunt and got contact, and so foul, and the count goes to 1-1. How do you? What happens in you when you're the player in this? I mean, for you, if you're in the field, I mean, just do you love that drama, that tension? How do you maintain your cool, calm, and your poise amidst that?
Right. It's definitely nerve-wracking, but to be the one to be able to make plays that make a difference is a really awesome feeling.
1-0, and she goes for the bunt, and it's called strike. So.
Yeah, that's just something you strive for in these situations, is the one being able to be the one to make the play or getting excited for your teammate who made the play also.
We've got a little extra entertainment, a guy playing with his dog over the right field fence. So it's 1-2, actually, and this one is popped up, foul play, and it's going to go out of play, actually. Foul territory, I meant to say, and out of play, so the count at 1-2. If you have need for anything glass, a new mirror, quality shower doors, a new windshield, call the glass leaders. Call White City Glass. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elstad, 2 on. Runners at first and second, and only 1 out for the Cards, trailing 5-4. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Swan is retired. 2nd strikeout of the day for her, and the 7th of the day for Elstad. 2 out, Roz Twyman. Well, Roz is a great batter to have up in this difficult situation.
Right. With runners on, not a bad situation to have the top of the lineup up.
And she is a .427 hitter, .463 on base, which she is up today because she has walked twice and singled on the day. A 5-4 game. Cards down 1. Bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And ball missing, 1-0. One of the things I like for me is thinking, the 6th. It feels like there's more pressure in the 7th. And so I like the fact if the Cards could tie it or get the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. It seems like it's not as much pressure as the 7th, don't you think?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, and there's called strike, 1-1 to a looking Roz Twyman.
Especially if they'd be able to get up in this bottom half of the 6th and then push for 3 outs in the top of the 7th and be done.
If you're Kimberly, you're like, well, maybe we'll break up that Twyman-Romanowski combo. And she looks at A ball missing, 2-1. If Twyman gets aboard, Romanowski, the oh-so-skilled bunter, would you bunt her with the bases loaded? It's a question we may face, we'll see, with 2 outs in a 2-1 count to Twyman. She's walked twice already. The pitch. And it's a ball, 3-1. 3-1 to Twyman. I would think she's not swinging here, but I guess if it's a juicy enough pitch.
Right, yeah. Another thing with Georgia is she has that slap hit under her belt, so if she could execute that and get it up the middle of the field, that would be very beneficial in this situation if Rouse can get on.
If she can get on. 3-1 now from Elstead. The pitch, and this one fouled off over the first base dugout. So the count goes full. It's gone full for Twyman. This is like the third time today. So you get the sense Elstead being careful with her, has walked her twice, but you hate to see, from a Kimberly standpoint, you hate to see Twyman and her great speed on the base pass. Going to play college ball at Stout next year and study criminal justice and minor in psychology. And she steps out of the box. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out here. Bottom half of the 6th. This quad is, game 1 is everything you'd want it to be. High school softball at its best. The 3-2 pitch. And this one fouled off. She'll stay alive.
Fouled it right into her knee.
Yeah. Ooh. You know that from personal experience. Doesn't feel good. Mark Halverson, Maddie Bauer, Greg Stewart, our radio producer, and our guys Gavin Bovey and Carter Jager providing all the video production, the WOGO Sports YouTube channel. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Twyman goes down swinging. Ooh, painful one there for the Cards. We head to the 7th, still trailing 5-4 is Chippewa on WOGO Sports.
At Chippewa Valley Financial Services, they know that taxes and bookkeeping are a necessary part of life and business, but often the last thing you'd like to be working on. With offices in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire and a full staff of accountants, bookkeepers, and tax preparers, Chippewa Valley Financial Services stands ready to help businesses and individuals, taking away the burden and freeing up your time for what matters most. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley Financial Services.
Hey, it's Caleb for Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire. The team at Livia personalized a weight loss and nutrition program just for me, and I lost 55 pounds in less than 3 months and have kept it off for well over a year. Livia also has the best pricing on GLP-1 medications, and they offer Lipo B12 and NAD Plus as well. Right now, you can save 50% on Livia's award-winning nutrition program. Lose 20 pounds or more by summer. Visit Livia.com, call 855-GO-LIVIA, or stop in to Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire.
The Cardinals trailing by 1, 5-4 as we head to the top half of the 7th. Sophie Strike, Addie Parrish, and the leadoff hitter, Sophie Hermes, here on WOGO
Leading
Sports.
Off for Kimberly in the 7th will be the second baseman, Annabella Carlson.
Okay. So let's get this set. Okay, so we're getting number 18 for the first time today. So Annabella Carlson is hitting in place of Strike, who had been in that position all day. And one of the subs here for, and there's a swing and a miss. So 1-1 to Carlson. And it's Arabella Carlson, I believe. She's the freshman, number 18. So her first action here today. And the 1-1 pitch and swing, strike 2 to Carlson. I was thinking it's got to be tough in terms of being a player who loves the game, but you can only have so many in the field. And so Carlson getting her first action of the day, hitting in place of Strike, who has popped out and struck out earlier. The 1-2 pitch, and this is a grounder to second base. Twyman, a tough play with it. She's going to get it off to her glove and in time, just barely for the out. But Twyman, it was a tough play.
Yeah, tough play. It looked like it went off the top of her fingertip, which probably didn't feel the best. But
right.
She made the play, and that's what's important.
And Carlson is retired. And brings up Addie Parrish, the senior center fielder, who singled her last time, and she had a line out to center. So, again, it seems like so often for so many teams, that number 9 spot is kind of your second leadoff. And this is a pop-up in the infield, giving chase. Geist, and it's out of play, 0-1. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know, Chippewa Valley Financial Services. Whether it's for you or your business, Chippewa Valley Financial Services is always here to help. You and I were talking off mic, Maddie, and that is Cards trailing by 1. But really, this is a solid shot over the head of the shortstop, Romanowski, to the left fielder, Amundsen, and she'll get it in. And there's a single for the second straight time by Parrish. But again, for the Cardinals,
Sophie Hermes.
not surrendering any more runs. It's one thing to have to try to catch one to tie, but you don't want to have to do more than that.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Hermes now the shortstop, and she had a couple of singles before a fly out to center. McElwain having to dig down deep here in the 7th, and a swing and a miss to the left-handed leadoff hitter, and 0-1. So 0-1 to Hermes with Schrick on deck, the designated player. Watertown to follow. The Watertown Superior game is 7-2 in the 7th with Superior in the field. And this one hit pretty well to center field. Long run, and coming over, the wind knocks it down some, and fielded there by Swan. And she gets it in, and they hold the runner to first. So no advancing into scoring position, which is a big deal. It's not a sac fly.
I thought for a second there off the bat it was maybe going to go over.
I
but
did.
thank goodness.
I did too. I thought from a bat standpoint, it looked like the power was there, but I think that's
the wind.
The wind, it really is. Yeah, and that could have been trouble, but it's a fly out to center for the second out for the Cardinals. And the count 1-0 to Schrick, who has hit into a unassisted double play at first by Geis. The fielder's choice reached on that and grounded out to second to Twyman. And this one is toward Twyman again. She'll get it and tag the runner. So we head to the bottom of the 7th with the Cardinals, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Romanowski, Shepard, and Bauer. When we come back on WOGO Sports, looking for the tie.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Toys & Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Toys & Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Toys & Ford.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. Chahai trailing Kimberly 5-4 in game 1 of this doubleheader. Cards to face Watertown later. Georgia Romanowski, who has reached base all 3 times against Bella Elstad. And the infield is in even further than they were last time. As Romanowski fouls one off for strike 1. And that was more of that slap situation.
Yep.
Which we talked about, but now again they came closer last time with the second baseman Strike, who had come up, but Romanowski hitting from the left side. She's very fast. Boy, she could. They're so close. It's so tempting to just hit away, and she steps up and looks at a ball 1-1 from Bella Elstad, the junior right-hander for Kimberly. Chahai trailing 5-4. They led 3-0. Kimberly caught him on a 3-run single to tie it. Chahai went up 4-3, and then Kimberly going ahead 5-4. And again, stepping up in the box. Explain the slap bunt as Romanowski ahead in the count 2-1.
So with her being so quick, and she used to be, up until last year, I think, she was a right-handed batter, and they switched her because she's so quick that when you're on the left side and you're able to stick your bat out and put that bunt down, you're already 2-3 steps ahead of where you would have been if you would have been bunting for a single on the right side. So they'll do that.
The 2-1 pitch, and she's going to slap it foul down the third baseline. It was along the line fair, and then it just scooted foul as the count goes to 2-2. So you're saying that last year she was a righty?
I think it was 2 years ago she switched. Yep,
years,
before high school. And
yeah.
They'll do that every once in a while if they get a girl who's quick enough. We had Liv Sanborn, who was a right-handed hitter when we were growing up, and then we got to high school and they turned her to the other side.
Terrific hitter too. All right, and they're just going to slap it foul. So again, in the slap bunt, you're kind of running forward and then slap at it. And so the count stays 2-2 to Romanowski here on WOGO. The leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Romanowski. Off-speed pitch misses inside. 3-2. Well, again, Georgia, bunt single, bunt single, bunt single. All 3 times, 3 for 3. And trying to continue that in this regard for the Cardinals. The 3-2 count to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch. She looks at ball 4. Take your base. Romanowski aboard for the 4th time today.
Catcher Lauren.
It's a good day for her.
Yeah, wow. Talk about your on-base percentage for Romanowski. She came in 343 average with a 395 on base, and she has upped it today. And that brings up Shepard with great speed by Romanowski. She's the tying run at first, nobody out, and Shepard, the number 3 hitter. She looks at a ball high, 1-0, and a good snag by Nevaeh Honeck. There, we've given you Shepard's numbers earlier, a 446 average, 538 on the day. She hit into a double play at third, just touching the base and throwing it, had the 3-run homer and a sac fly as well. That scored there's the ball, the third throw over to second is going to be out at second. Oh boy, the second baseman covering over there, Sophie Strike catching it from Chloe Beese. So close and able to eliminate the lead runner. And Shepard on the fielder's choice, score it 5-4 fielder's choice as Shepard's aboard, but a huge out there for Kimberly.
Yeah, that was a great play by the third baseman and for the second baseman to be able to get there.
Right, yeah, to run over there. And so that one hurt, and now McKenna Bauer looks at a called strike 1. McKenna up very far in the box, we've talked about it. Grounded out to first unassisted, struck out and popped out to second. So the Cards now 0-1, 1 out, and Shepard is at first. The pitch, and misses that one. 0-2 now to Bauer, and that one seemed to fool her.
Yeah, she was expressing some frustration to me when I ran to the restroom really quick, and she turned around. She's like, "What? What is going on? Just not having a great day, but that's all right." Big hit for her would be nice right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. And looking at 0-2 against Elstad. And she fires away, called strike 3 looking. So Bauer, the cleanup hitter, called out on strikes, and the Cards down to their last hope on the day. And it's Lainey Henkelman, the sophomore designated player, who has walked and struck out twice. So Cards down 5-4, and Henkelman now the last hope. She looks at a called strike. So Elstad is firing darts right now. Bella Elstad with a 5-4 lead, and her defense behind her. Shepard at first after the fielder's choice. And the pitch. There's a ball missing, 1-1 to the sophomore Henkelman. 5-4 Kimberly. They lost to the top team in the state, undefeated Kaukauna in their conference 2-0 last night. Did Elstad. Looking for a win here. Off-speed pitch called strike 2. So Henkelman now, and the Cards down to their final strike. Henkelman worked a walk back in the second to lead things off there, and struck out in the third and the fifth. Elstad looking for a K here in the 7th. The pitch, ball 2. Boy, it takes guts to look at that, huh? And it goes to 2-2 to a looking Lainey Henkelman. Cards had led 3-0 and 4-3 before Kimberly overtook him in the 6th. The pitch. This one fouled off by Henkelman. She stays alive. Got to believe she's got a hit in her. And if she could, to keep this thing going, a 237 hitter with a 324 on-base percentage. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Elstad, the Kimberly junior, against the Chahai sophomore Henkelman. Off-speed pitch. She just foul-tipped it. So 2-2 to Henkelman. Staying alive here. Game 1 of 2. We'll have some highlights to follow. And get ready for the game against, fouls it off again. Game against Watertown to follow. 2-2. Henkelman fouling, and we talked about the importance of that, and staying alive. And forcing to Elstead to keep throwing strikes. The 2-2 pitch, here it is. And this one, a base hit up the middle. There it is, a solid shot by the second baseman. And digging for third, and she's going to get there. Sliding safe is Shepard, and then into second is Henkelman, and the Cards stay alive for Allie Geist.
It's a big hit in the situation.
Huge. She gets the single and the extra base with the throw to third. And so 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run is at third. Could be a wild pitch or a pass ball. The go-ahead run for the game, the winning run, is at second in the form of Henkelman. And boy, the sophomore stepping up huge.
Yeah, that was big.
That was a great at-bat for Lainey Henkelman there. And so now we've got a bit of a conference as Elstead, and they're kind of trying to encourage her because it seemed that the game was right there, and now we'll have the pinch runner. It looks like they're going to have a pinch runner for Henkelman, and looking at McKenna Benish, I think is who Chelsea Sikora is talking to. So Benish will run, and McKenna is a sophomore. So McKenna Benish is the winning run at second, and Shepard is at third for the Cardinals. And it brings up Allie Geist. And Geist on the season as a 172 hitter, the 222 on-base percentage.
The runner at second, the batter at first base.
And she had a sacrifice, a pop out to third, and a ground out to short. So officially 0 for 2 on the day. Cardinals trailing 5-4. The pitch from Elstead. And this one, base hit to center. The Cardinals runner to third, around third, and digging for home. Here comes the play at the plate, sliding center.
Wow.
Cardinals win. Cardinals win. Allie Geist delivers the huge hit. With the runners scoring from third, Shepard and Bennett from second, and the Cardinals win. What an unbelievable victory, 6-5.
That was awesome.
Wow, first ball hitting Allie Geist, and let's face it, this has been a tough year for Allie. What a sweet single for her and the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's so great for her.
Oh, that is so great for her. Well, there we go. The Cardinals, unexpectedly, when they were down to their last strike, they come through with the W, 6-5. And it's just also, when you talk about a big day like this, I mean, you're hoping for the sweep. But you can go and maybe beat Watertown later, but if you lose this game, but what a come-from-behind win.
Right, especially, obviously these games don't matter as far as conference play go, but coming into this little try that we have going on today, the girls know that it was going to be good competition and just that boost of confidence to be able to take this game from Kimberly, knowing they're a good team going into postseason here pretty soon, and just a big game for them to win overall in all aspects of everything.
And on the other hand, we talk about the thrill of victory for the Cards, the agony of defeat for Kimberly. You were one strike away from retiring a sophomore in Henkelman. You're thinking, we got her, we got this. She gets a single. And again, I can't underscore enough for Allie Geist. I mean, in some ways, last year her bat was maybe was having some more success early. And this year, that's just, I think, her biggest hit of the season.
Right, yes, especially, I mean, and you got to give credit to the girls in the dugouts. We could hear them up here. They were rallying behind her. They had every bit of faith in her, and that probably helped, just as much as anything else did to help her get that hit because, her teammates had confidence in her, which gave her self-confidence, and, that's what happens when you have teammates that rally behind you.
The Cards are in left field right now, and again, celebrating, cheering, and what a different, we'll take a break in a moment, but what a different feel in terms of coming out of this. It could have been a painful, we had a 3-0 lead, a 4-3 lead, and we lost. Instead, a surprising, delightful 6-5 win. And how about that slide from Benish, the pinch runner, her only play of the game, and she goes into second base in the bottom of the seventh and scores the game-winning run.
Right, yeah.
It's a team effort.
Yes, it is, 100%.
Wow, fantastic. Well, there we go, folks. The thrill of victory for the Cards in Game 1. We will take a 3.5-minute break so we can catch our breath. And we're going to work Greg Stewart on the radio side. And then we're going to keep it right here because we're going to get ready for Game 2. Watertown and Superior battled. We'll find out who won that one. And the Cards and Watertown Gosling still to come here on WOGO Sports. Cards win this one 6-5 over Kimberly.
The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, now with 5 membership branches in Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee, a tennis center, a sports center, 2 early learning communities, and Camp Manitou. Join our community and discover your why. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Visit ymca-cv.org or stop in for a tour at any of our convenient locations today. That's ymca-cv.org. See you at the Y.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and a $250 bonus. Getting your $250 is easy. Open your account by May 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Stuck on ideas for summer fun? Looking for a place that keeps the whole family entertained? We've got the solution. Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire. Dive into Chaos Water Park with water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones for the little ones. Plus, the fun never stops at Action City. Entertain everyone with go-karts, trampolines, mini golf, and more. See you all summer long at Metropolis Resort, where the fun never stops.
Metropolis Resort. MetropolisResort.com.
Whether it's in education, business, or athletics, being part of a team is something truly special. This is Jamie Leibrandt, Market President at Northwestern Bank, and every day our team is here for you, for your family, your business, and your community. At Northwestern Bank, you'll find all the technology and services of big banks, but in a personal setting that shows that people are what we value most. Northwestern Bank, building stronger communities where people matter. Member FDIC.
Remember when you were a kid and broke that window? Remember how bad you felt when Mom and Dad found out? Mom made everything okay with hot cookies. Dad called White City Glass to fix it. That was years ago. When someone little you know breaks one of your windows, bake the cookies and call White City Glass. They're in the business of fixing broken glass of any kind. White City Glass, helping people of all ages since 1967.
Propane is energy efficient and affordable, and Quality Propane and Fuels has been the trusted propane supplier to northern Wisconsin since 1996. Propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Trust the team at Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and always looking to improve safety and efficiency, helping you cut energy costs. Payment programs available for any situation, residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels. Call, stop by, or visit qualitypropaneandfuels.com.
At Chippewa Valley Financial Services, they know that taxes and bookkeeping are a necessary part of life and business, but often the last thing you'd like to be working on. With offices in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire and a full staff of accountants, bookkeepers, and tax preparers, Chippewa Valley Financial Services stands ready to help businesses and individuals, taking away the burden and freeing up your time for what matters most. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley Financial Services.
Wow, what a finish. And we've got highlights here on WOGO. Chi-Hi, 6 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. And Kimberly, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Thanks to my friend Dave Hansen for those official numbers here. And let's get some of the highlights in this one. It was quite a contest to start the day. And Chi-Hi's first highlight was a defensive one. Paige Schrick steps in, hitting from the right side. And this one, Nubber, and a caught at first base and diving for the out on a double play. Fantastic play by Allie Geist. And the Cards get the double play. And as it worked out, actually, Chippewa Falls getting that double play in the top half of the first inning. But then in the bottom half of the first, Kimberly turned a double play of their own when the Cardinals were threatening. And so early on, that was the case in this contest. Battle. It was 3-0, 3-2, and she got aboard after that full count. And this was a solid base hit up the middle, so Twyman is aboard with the single for the Cards. So there's a bunt attempt laid down beautifully by Romanowski again, and they're not going to have any play, and Twyman, a huge turn at second, draws the throw in the dirt. recovered there, and Hermes will hold on. But Romanowski, the best bunter on the Cardinal team, and she's the perfect hitter at number 2, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's quick.
The 1-2 pitch. This one slugged to right field. There's a long run, and it's out of here for Shepard. A 3-run shot, and the Cardinals lead 3-0. So Chippewa Falls getting that lead in the bottom half of the 3rd inning was the single by Twyman, and Romanowski with one of many successful bunts that she had, 3 of them for hits today, and then the 3-run homer from Lauren Shepard to give the Cardinals that 3-0 lead. But we saw a 3-run single, actually a deep single to right center field by Van Handel, the senior first baseman for Kimberly, tie this game at 3, and Chippewa Falls had to answer back. Bottom half of the 5th, 3-3 game, and infield definitely in. I mean, they are as in can be. And you've got the second baseman as far in as I've seen. And there's a bunt attempt laid down, and they're going to try to make the play over at first and not be able to do it. And the errant throw goes out of fielded by the right fielder. Romanowski will stay, but runners at the corners as Twyman advances. Oh, was on time.
Yeah.
And this one hit in the air to shallow center field. A long run over there, Addie Parrish, and the right fielder's going to make the catch, Brecken Lutke, but the runner's going to score for the Cardinals, and Twyman slides and gets the Cardinals the lead at 4-3. So the sac fly from Shepard, but able to answer and more than answer was Kimberly as they tied the Cardinals.
I'm sure she will try to move over.
Overtook them in the 6th when Paige Weingard doubled and Brecken Lutke's single, and they both went on to score, actually, as the rest of the inning unfolded, as Van Handel on the ground out to second base, able to result, but Chahai wasn't done. Video producers in the live video stream on the WOGO Sports YouTube channel. There's the shot by the shortstop. She's going to glove it, eye the runner back, and everybody's safe. Everybody's safe, and a way to go, Gracie Amundsen infield single. But unfortunately, in that particular inning, the Cardinals not able to do anything in the 6th, and it required them to go to the 7th inning. And let's lay that out for you for Chippewa Falls. It started with, after Ross Twyman had struck out to end the 6th, the 8th K of the day for Elstad. The inning started with Romanowski able to work a walk. And they tell you what, folks, they so respected her bunting ability to be able to bunt for a hit that they had come in so far. She attempted the slap bunts and worked a walk against Elstad to start the inning. And, in fact, I think we count that as one of our highlights. The 3-2 count to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch. She looks at ball 4, take your base. Romanowski aboard for the 4th time today. So huge to get the leadoff hitter aboard for the Cardinals in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Elstad, the Kimberly Jr., against the Chahai sophomore Henkelman. Off-speed pitch, she just foul-tipped it. To Elstad to keep throwing strikes. The 2-2 pitch, here it is. And this one, a base hit up the middle. There it is, a solid shot by the second baseman. And digging for third, and she's going to get there. Sliding safe is Shepard, and then into second is Henkelman. And the Cards stay alive for Allie Geist. And that put second and third for the Cardinals with only one out, with Allie Geist coming to the plate. And McKenna Benish, pinch runner, taking over at second base for Henkelman. Second in the form to short, so officially 0 for 2 on the day. Cardinals trailing 5-4. The pitch from Elstad. And this one, base hit to center. The Cardinals running to third, around third, and digging for home. Here comes the play at the plate, sliding center.
Wow.
Cardinals win! Cardinals win! Allie Geist delivers the huge hit. For the runners scoring from third, Shepard and Benish from second, and the Cardinals win. What an unbelievable victory, 6-5.
That was awesome.
Wow! And that's how it sounded as Chippewa Falls coming out on top, 6-5. They get the late inning heroics in the 7th inning, the walk from Romanowski. Ultimately, the fielder's choice from Shepard put Shepard aboard, and then the strikeout by Bauer. But Henkelman, the 2-out single, and then Allie Geist delivering the game-winning hit, the 2 RBIs, and Chippewa Falls coming out on top by a final score of 6-5, and upping their record to 12-10 on the season. And again, as we've talked, a number of losses have come to ranked teams, but for Chippewa to be able to this is not a ranked team, if you will, but it's a team that just played the top team in the state to a 2-0 defeat last night and able to battle them valiantly and come from behind. They've lost a lot of close games is the bottom line, has Chi High, and able to win this close game in come from behind style, 6-5 here heading into the latter part of the regular season. Another game still to come against the Watertown Goslings, who battled against Superior in Game 1. Both of the games are complete. We don't have any official word on a start time, but they're getting the field prepared. The grounds crew is hard at work, Mason Minarski and company, and so we're appreciative to them for that. We'll take another 3.5-minute timeout and come back to Casper in a moment, where Chi High, notching 1 win in the books, looking for a second before the day is over against Watertown on WOGO Sports.
To help simplify life, people are looking to their homes for more comfort and enjoyment. New home builders as well as remodelers are completing their bathroom projects in style with luxury shower doors from White City Glass. 3/8 or half-inch shower doors from White City Glass offer a quality that is evident, making shower time more relaxing any day of the week. Are you ready for luxury, style, and relaxation? Make the right choice for your shower doors. See White City Glass today.
Propane is energy efficient and affordable, and Quality Propane and Fuels has been the trusted propane supplier to northern Wisconsin since 1996. Propane keeps the lights on and your appliances and furnace running even during power outages. Trust the team at Quality Propane and Fuels, committed to their customers and always looking to improve safety and efficiency, helping you cut energy costs. Payment programs available for any situation, residential, commercial, or industrial. Choose Quality Propane and Fuels. Call, stop by, or visit qualitypropaneandfuels.com.
At Chippewa Valley Financial Services, they know that taxes and bookkeeping are a necessary part of life and business, but often the last thing you'd like to be working on. With offices in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire and a full staff of accountants, bookkeepers, and tax preparers, Chippewa Valley Financial Services stands ready to help businesses and individuals, taking away the burden and freeing up your time for what matters most. For taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping, there's only one name you need to know: Chippewa Valley Financial Services.
Hey, it's Caleb for Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire. The team at Livia personalized a weight loss and nutrition program just for me, and I lost 55 pounds in less than 3 months and have kept it off for well over a year. Livia also has the best pricing on GLP-1 medications, and they offer Lipo B12 and NAD Plus as well. Right now, you can save 50% on Livia's award-winning nutrition program. Lose 20 pounds or more by summer. Visit Livia.com, call 855-GO-LIVIA, or stop in to Livia Weight Control Center in Eau Claire.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Choice & Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Choice & Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Choice & Ford.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
Discover a fun and healthy lifestyle for your entire family at the YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Benefit from a wide range of fitness opportunities, programs, and events without contracts or joiner fees. Take the first step towards a healthier you. Visit ymca-cv.org today or stop in for a tour at any of our 5 convenient locations. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley and Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee. See you at the Y.
Want to reach more local customers? Advertise on WOGO Sports.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded, 3-3 game. The pitch from Gust. And this one up the middle, off his glove. He's going to have to go home. He'll throw and save for the game is over. The Cardinals win. Boyvier able to race in and get the game winner. The Cardinals win it 4-3.
Advertise in WOGO's broadcasts of local high school sports. Call us anytime or click on advertising at WOGO.com.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance. 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Location. It's very important. But what happens when you can't get to the glass repair shop to fix your windshield? Call White City Glass. They'll come to you. It doesn't matter if you're in Abbotsford, Arcadia, Rice Lake, or Hudson, or any place in between. They've installed thousands of windshields in thousands of places for 50 years. They know what they're doing. It's your car. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you insist on White City Glass.
White City Glass.
Between games, it's Chai, the winner of the first one over Kimberly, in a thrilling fashion. Game-winning hit by Allie Geist. They take it by a final score of 6-5. Again, leading 3-0, then tied 3-3, leading 4-3, down 5-4. Chances threatening the bottom of the 6th, doesn't happen. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs, and big hits from Lainey Henkelman, the sophomore, and junior Allie Geist, and they get the winner as Benish, pinch running for Henkelman, scores it 6-5. Wow, thrilling fashion. And Watertown, the 7-2 winner over Superior earlier, and so that ups their record to 15-4. They're 11-1 in the Badger Large Conference, with Oregon at 12-0 atop that conference. Oregon 18-0, so they're undefeated. You got Kakana, a multiple-time state champ in recent years in D1, I believe in 22 and 23. Kenosha Bradford, last year's state champ at 18-1, ranked second in the state. Green Bay Preble, who beat the Cards early in the season, 20-0. Sussex Hamilton, 21-1. And DC Everest has beaten Shanghai twice. They're 18-1. But you get Oregon 18-0, eighth ranked in the state, atop this Badger Large Conference, and Watertown in second, followed by teams like Beaver Dam. Milton, last year's Division I runner-up at 6-7 in the conference. Wanakee, DeForest, Monona Grove, and Fort Atkinson in their conference. Just to give an idea about Watertown and that 15-4 record, Chai's opponent in Game 2, they beat Muskego 9-2 to start the season, and Fort Atkinson 13-3. Beat Monona Grove 4-2, and downed Wanakee in a shutout 6-0. First loss of the year coming to last year's state champ Kenosha Bradford 5-3 back on April 18th, and they took it to DeForest 13-3, beat Milton 7-6. They shut out Beaver Dam 3-0 and beat Sun Prairie West 15-4. And that same day, losing to Kettle Moraine 7-2 for their second loss. And a couple of days later, April 28th, losing to Middleton 6-2. They were able to beat Fort Atkinson 13-1. To close out April, and began May on Friday the 2nd, losing to undefeated Oregon, the only team in front of them in the Badger Large Conference, 6-1, and then beat Monona Grove 7-1. Shut out Wanakee 6-0, beat DeForest 12-2, took down Oshkosh West 13-5, and shut out Milton 3-0 in their most recent listed game this past Tuesday, before beating Superior today 7-2, and now, and again, that's saying something. Superior gave, beat Shy High, swept them when they faced the Cards earlier this season. As we can take you through the Cardinal schedule as well. Here between games, Shy High winning the first one 6-5 over Kimberly, but for the Cards, reflecting on their season, losing at Marshfield 6-2 to start the year, and then beating Eau Claire North, the game we had for you, 2-1, and losing to them 6-1 here at Casper, interestingly enough. Then losing to Green Bay Preble on the 11th of April, a long time ago, 3-1 and 8-4 at doubleheader at DC Everest. only to beat Hudson 10-3 here at Casper, and in a game we had for you. And then we also covered the 9-5 win at Hudson on April 21st. Ended up taking Menominee 7-6 and 9-4 in different locations on April 22nd and 24th. And then the Cards able to beat Rice Lake 4-1 and 5-2, end of April, early May. And the Lady Cards losing DC Everest, again, a top 10 team in the state, 2-0 on May 3rd, and losing to Stevens Point same day, 5-1. Cards getting swept on the road way up north in Superior, losing to the Spartans 4-0 and 10-9 on the 5th of May. Then bouncing back with a 15-0 shutout at Eau Claire Memorial over the Old Aves and beating them in the second game 3-2. Shutting out Toma last Saturday in the first of two we had for you here on WOGO Sports by 15-0. And then also losing to DC Everest 3-2. And then the Cards this week splitting with New Richmond, losing 10-7 and beating the Tigers by a final of 3-2. Leading up to today, a seesaw battle against Kimberly. The team in here off of the battle against top-ranked Kaukauna last night, losing to them 2-0 in the Fox Valley Association, and Chihai outscoring them, winning it 6-5 here as we've documented for you. So you got this one here, and then after that for Chihai, just wrapping up the regular season with 2 games against River Falls this week, trying to secure that conference title. They got the driver's seat right now with only the 2 losses at 10-2. And they still have to face River Falls. And River Falls finds themselves in the bottom of the conference. And so you got to play the games. But it'll be here at Casper on Tuesday and at River Falls on Thursday. And the Cardinals looking to win the conference right now at 10-2 with New Richmond on their heels at 9-3. And that's why it was so huge for them to come out with at least one win at New Richmond on Tuesday. Typically, it would have been at New Richmond and then back here at Chippewa, but with the storms that were in the forecast from early last week, they stayed with New Richmond. And so Chelsea Sikora and the umpires are gathering around home plate. I see Jared Faraday with lineups in his hand. And, of course, we know that the public address announcer, Dave Hansen's going to need a lineup. He doesn't have one yet. And so we're eager to get our hands on that. So we'll take another 3.5-minute break. We're between games, but getting closer to it. Chihai and also the Goslings of Watertown, the 2 winners from Game 1. It just so works. They were going to play each other anyhow, and they'll do better. Somebody coming away with 2 W's today. The Cards hoping it's them here on WOGO Sports.
Competition drives us to be our best. That's why sports are such a valuable experience for all of our young athletes. At Toyson Ford, we know the importance of good competition. It's easier than ever to shop for a new car or truck, and that's pushed all of us at Toyson Ford to be better at what we do in creating a great experience for our customers. It's the reason that we have the slogan, "You'll find a friend." So before you head to the next high school game, stop into our all-new dealership in Chippewa Falls and see why you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford.
Only the best. That's what you get from Stelter Incorporated and the concrete they provide. For 3 generations, Stelter Incorporated has been helping turn people's dreams into reality with the highest quality ready-mix concrete tested every day. Stelter mines and processes the aggregates themselves, and their fleet of dump trucks and drivers are here to serve you. Expect the best. That's what you'll get from Stelter. Stelter Incorporated, online at stelterincorporated.com.
The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, now with 5 membership branches in Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and Menominee, a tennis center, a sports center, 2 early learning communities, and Camp Manitou. Join our community and discover your why. The YMCA of the Chippewa Valley. Visit ymca-cv.org or stop in for a tour at any of our convenient locations today. That's ymca-cv.org. See you at the Y.
There are many reasons to open a smart checking account at Royal Credit Union, including no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and a $250 bonus. Getting your $250 is easy. Open your account by May 31st, receive 2 payroll direct deposits of $200 or more, and you'll get a $250 bonus. See details and open your account today at rcu.org/checking bonus. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. Offer ends 5/31/25. Insured by NCUA.
Stuck on ideas for summer fun? Looking for a place that keeps the whole family entertained? We've got the solution. Metropolis Resort in Eau Claire. Dive into Chaos Water Park with water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones for the little ones. Plus, the fun never stops at Action City. Entertain everyone with go-karts, trampolines, mini golf, and more. See you all summer long at Metropolis Resort, where the fun never stops.
Metropolis Resort. MetropolisResort.com.
Whether it's in education, business, or athletics, being part of a team is something truly special. This is Jamie Liebrandt, Market President at Northwestern Bank, and every day our team is here for you, for your family, your business, and your community. At Northwestern Bank, you'll find all the technology and services of big banks, but in a personal setting that shows